Hey, what's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to ATI Auto Business. My name is Jay. You know, my goal every Tuesday night is to bring you another trade show level business presentation to you wherever you are, because your automotive business deserves the latest in transportation news. And if you're busy, and I know you are, in a minute, I'm going to give the welcome show lineup. If you're watching on demand, you're going to be able to use the time code links in the video description below to skip ahead. Please do use those. Tell your friends. Leave a comment. Remember to like, share. Thanks for watching ATI. TWIC cards, dock receipts, and vehicles that require a forklift and you didn't know. What problems have you had picking up and delivering a car at the port? Seaport Services in Jacksonville, Florida provides compliance, storage, and delivery to help you with your maritime car shipping needs. So tonight, we're featuring an icon here at ATI, Kandy of Seaport Services, along with Ron Lorenzana of NYC Traffic Inc., plus Michelle Hutchinson of Ship Your Car Now, and Vance Mattis with Exclusive Logistics. Plus Thompson is in the building. So please join the live chat, ask your questions, share your thoughts, grow your business, break out of your vertical. Because it's Tuesday nights live on ATI Auto Business. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ATI Auto Business. My name is Jay. Thank you so much for taking the time. Mic check 1, 2, 3. We're okay? All right, we look good. We sound good. All right, cool. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us again on a Tuesday night. Let's do this. Let's jump into the... well, first of all, I want you to feel welcome. Please do feel welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Say hello in the live chat. We're going to go into the live chat in a few minutes. Awesome. I really do appreciate that. At the quarter hour, we're going to go into industry news. We're going to talk about what we're talking about tonight. Got some interesting news. Not the traditional run-of-the-mill primetime network stuff. We're mixing it up a little bit. And that's thanks to you for sending in emails to autotransportintel@gmail.com and letting me know some of the secondhand news, but it's the important stuff. So we're going to go over it. We're going to bring in Thompson in a while. He's in the live chat now, and Ty is going to help me talk about what Ty did last week, and then bring in Kandy of Seaport Services. Kandy is going to take the microphone. We're going to have her up on center stage for a little bit, telling us more about Seaport Services, maritime car shipping, what you didn't know, and how not to do that again. And then we're going to bring in Ron Lorenzana of NYC Traffic Inc. He was also down in Jacksonville last week. And so then we're just going to keep piling on. We're going to bring on Michelle Hutchinson. She was on Cars on the Move on Friday when we went live with Ty in Jacksonville. And then finally, we're going to bring in Vance Mattis from Exclusive Logistics to round out the panel. It is going to be a pretty great show, I think. And I'm excited about what we're doing here. Actually, maritime car shipping got more interest than I expected. A lot of people were opening the email right away this morning, and that's really great. Lots of interest in, what did you do wrong? What didn't you know? TWIC cards, dock receipts, forklifts. And why is that happening? What is the disconnect between sales and operations? If you're asking yourself that question right now, I want you to go ahead and call or text Ty Thompson, 417-483-2764, and let him know, this is a problem I've got, Ty. What do you think the solution is? Or, I got an idea, I got a solution for problems that are happening out there. Do me a favor, leave me a like. You can copy, you can share, you can grab that YouTube link and help out the community. We want to hear from you. We want to know what's going on, and we want you to reach out, break out of your vertical, tell other folks, and stick with us. Because I'll tell you what, here's what we're going to do. Right after this, we're going to go into the live chat, so stick around. We'll be right back.
Everybody wants to be part of a bigger story. Auto transport is a vital part of that story. Vehicle reconditioning starts when your transport arrives at the dealership. The story starts with you. For our auto retail customers, as yours, full satisfaction.
McCollister's has been around for over 76 years, and we're known as providing our customers with high-level, white-glove, concierge-style services. We provide our customers solutions in both transportation, logistics, and warehousing.
We take a very different approach than most auto logistics companies. Our approach is one of being consultative and adaptive to the auto industry. Our approach saves time and money while providing tangible data, which helps improve processes.
McCollister's offers a unique tech solution which we call our AutoVista portal. It's a cloud-based solution. It provides the ability for our dealership partners to access it using any device they want whenever they need.
Most auto logistics companies just want to deliver your car. We want to do more than that. All of those measurements that are important to you to run your business and understand where your costs are, McCollister's AutoVista technology supports that.
It's a car shipping performance data management tool. That's why car dealers love the AutoVista portal by McCollister's Transportation Group. Find out what you're missing. Visit McCollisters.com. Links are in the live chat. Thank you so much. All right, I'll tell you what, let's do this. It is time. Let's go into that live chat. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow, look, they updated. That's interesting. Looks like YouTube made another update, and now everybody's names has colors. That's pretty cool. Thanks very much. Here we go. First in the live chat, Carlos. Yep, it is true. Carlos Braxton, ACV Logistics in the house. What is going on, Carlos? Thanks for saying hello and being with us. This is going to be cool. Kandy is going to take center stage, and she's been on the show before, but I don't know if we've ever featured. Well, we're going to get into Seaport Services and what's going on there. Oh, hey, thanks, Chris. Wow, look at that. Chris? Making martinis in the super chat. Thanks, Chris. That's so nice. We appreciate it. Everything you donate goes back into the channel. Thank you, Chris, so much for being part of the core. Huh? Appreciate it. Ty is in there. Ty's in the live chat. Running up and down the aisles, high-fiving everybody. Thank you so much, Ty. Kimberly is in here, putting in the live chats. Welcome to Tuesday Nights Live. We're glad you could join us. Chad Stingley, safe and reliable freight brokerage in Chicago. Yes, I encourage everybody. There is free advertising in the live chat on Tuesday nights. Put in your company name. I like the city. Thanks, Chad. I know where you're at. I know what you're doing. I know what the name is. That's awesome. Really appreciate that. LAI Auto Transport. What is going on, John? John says, hello, everyone. What's happening with you, John? Where are you? What's happening with, I don't know. We got some crazy stuff in the news, like just kind of predictions and future trends and stuff and whatnot. That should be interesting. So stick around for that. That is John C. I was thinking the same thing. How you been, John C? Yeah, John Cochran. See, I couldn't even think of the last name because it's been a few. So thanks, man. Thanks for saying hello. That's great. Ferdy, longtime listener, first time caller. Thanks for saying hello, Ferdy. Thanks for the thumbs up and the like. Ding. Really do appreciate that. And the smell, everything smells good. Okay, perfect. Let's see. Oh, Mark Grodicke is here. Hey, what's up, Mark Grodicke? Superflow Systems is in the house. Looking forward to the show. 273. Man, Mark, nobody knows the numbers like Mark. I don't know if Mark has it on his calendar. Actually, that's a great idea. That's what you should do. Next year's calendar should start with, let's go ahead and look at that. 273, 274. So the first show of 2023 will be 275. So go ahead and mark your calendars now, and you can spend the rest of the evening updating every Tuesday night of your calendar. Thank you so much. NYC Traffic Inc. Ron is here. Ron, thanks for tuning in, saying hello, buddy. It's neat that you were down in Florida last week with the gang, and that's really cool. We got some photo ops and whatnot in industry news. You know, I like the slideshows, and so industry news has got some cool stuff going on. Let's see. Oh, Martina Maynard. Well, hello, Martina. Thanks for saying hello. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. And if you have a question, and if we really want to know, what did you do wrong at the port? You could tell us. Believe me. All right, I'll go first. When I was a dispatcher, I booked a car picking up at the port. And they're like, it's picking up at the port. I think it said, like, picking up at the port. I'm like, yeah, picking up at the port. Sure. So I'm booking the load. Okay, and we're going to email over the dock receipts, okay? It's fine. Gate pass, dock receipt, whatever. Yeah. No, that was the beginning of a nightmare. I didn't know. You got to know what you're getting into. Not only is it a long wait, etc., but if your driver doesn't have a TWIC and you don't know what an escort is, man, you are in for a big ol' hurt. A Hurtowski is what you're in for. Hey, what's up, Mark? Making martinis in the super chat. Really do appreciate that. Martinis for Kimberly. Merry Christmas, ATI family. Merry Christmas to you, Mark. Thanks, buddy. Really do appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, Martina's with Seaport Service. Oh, good. Well, then you can add. Yeah, Mark. Come on, man. Oh, shoot. Well, you can't win them all. Especially when you're booking loads at the port and it's your first time. But I'll tell you what, let's do this. We're going to go into industry news. We're right on time, so stick around. Right after this, industry news part 1.
Transport Auto Quoter is by far the leading auto quoting software on the market, and the only auto quoter with a pro version that comes preset with accurate pricing for anywhere in the U.S. So you don't have to worry about it. The best part is that no change with your current software is needed. Just plug TAQ in and start booking jobs. Carriers can easily plug TAQ into their current websites and start making money right away. I bet you're wondering how we do this instantly and accurately 24/7. Well, constant analytics is the key. Our Price Watch team is constantly monitoring current market conditions, paying close attention to seasonal and quick-moving industry changes. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of time and data to maintain good pricing, time that most of us just don't have on a daily basis. So free yourself up. Using TAQ Pro is really a no-brainer. Save time and money, maximizing your leads and optimizing your online investments. You'll finally be able to sleep well at night knowing that TAQ is on the job selling for you 24/7. Never missing a potential job.
Searching for that midnight auto shipping quote and new lead software that you can trust. Provide instant, accurate quotes online with Transport Auto Quoter and move cars fast with Pro ABD CRM. Visit superflowsystems.com. It is now time. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Thank you so much for jumping in the live chat. Live chat stays open all night. This is ATI Tuesday Nights Live 273 in a row. Seaport Services, Maritime Car Shipping, Compliance, Storage, and Delivery. basically, Seaport Services is the main company of focus tonight. And Seaport Services specializes in pickup and delivery to Jacksonville Port in Florida. There's actually more than you realized as we go into the services, phone number, website, email. And so we're talking 24/7 cargo drop yard, 2 miles from the port. That's nice and close. But as close as you can get, probably. Drop your cars with Seaport Services and save time. They'll deliver for you. 24/7 port storage, no titles, no dock receipts, rejected vehicles, booking changes, non-payment, all the problems you probably have, and you need a friend. Are you shedding tears at the port? Seaport Services. Forklift service available, port compliant repairs, broken windshields, no key, flat tires, drivability repairs, mayhem. Truck drayage, CDL drivers available, TWIC escort, no TWIC, no problem. Auction, local pickups, port delivery service, port shuttle, carpooler services available for drivers with TWIC. We pick up, deliver, and offer local towing everywhere in Jacksonville, so you don't have to. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. That's awesome. So when you see the ship, there's no need to trip. Are you looking at your buddy thinking, what do we do? Well, look no further. Seaport Services is here for you. I didn't practice this. I promise. You see, you know what you need. And you need a friend with a forklift. And that's what's happening at Seaport Services. We got some awesome photos for you. There's our friend Ty. Ship in the background. And you may recognize that photo. I actually did like this, kind of on the cheap photoshopping and then stuck that in the thumbnail of the show. So, we always talk about front of the store, back of the store. Man, are we going into the back of the store tonight? Because we want you in the front of the store to walk around back and see what's going on back there. And if you're in the back of the store all the time, we want to help you walk around the front. Find out what everybody's doing. That's an ecosystem. And in the ecosystem, tonight's show, man, we're really connecting a lot of dots. That's what we do at ATI Auto Business, is we are super connectors. Yep, you saw the forklift in the yard. Now, it's a pretty big yard. Holds a lot of cars. There's a lot you can do here to satisfy your needs. And we just want to say there's Kandy and Ron. Shout out to Kandy and Ron. Now, Ron just sent me a message that he may or may not be on camera tonight, but he is going to, he is going to be here. We'll see about the camera. Go ahead and feel free to razz Ron about his camera. All right. Let's see here. And we're talking equipment. Ty can talk about, I think this is the beer truck. Ty, is this the beer truck you're talking about? Ty's always talking about beer trucks as kind of a basic truck to get started with. And there's more. Look at that. They got equipment at the port. They can help you make it happen. There's Ty and Ron. Look at those guys. And then they had dinner, right? You got to have dinner because that's where a lot of business happens, right? You're out in the yard, mixing it up, then you go have dinner. Like I need to tell you. And then you celebrate party at the port. Don't forget, we're talking about Seaport Services. Get a hold of Kandy. You're going to find out more during this show. This is the Seaport Services Maritime Car Shipping Show. And in fact, on Friday's Cars on the Move, Michelle Hutchinson joined us for Winter Shipping Toolbox, giving us advice if you're shipping cars in the winter. Mic check 1, 2, 3. The audio's dropping already. It's all right. We'll fix that. Go ahead and jump in the live chat while I wrestle around with the microphone. Check 1, 2. Okay. All right. Now it's louder. That's good. But yeah, Michelle was there as we got to see live, forklifting live on a Friday. And so Michelle's going to join us tonight. It's going to be great stuff. Here it is. If you missed Cars on the Move on Friday, you can see forklifting live. and more. And there's actually tutorials about, you know, what you're looking at. If you see this on a car, what does this mean? You're going to want to know. Yep. In fact, there's video to go along with all this. Let's see here. Let's try to roll some of this video, Jay. I'll try not to. There's a hauler in the yard. Ooh, ain't she a beaut? Oh, geez, that's loud. Check. Mach 2. Yeah, you're gonna need a forklift and more. I'm sure it was listed as a run and drive, though, right? Sounds about right. And also, let's just do this. This is our friend Kandy. Guess who's running the forklift? That's right. She loves car shipping and operating forklifts. She does it all. It's her place. She's the owner. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Start and lurch. My bad. You have to pay extra for that? Right? There's nothing like a surprise in-op, and it's going to the port.
Oh, no, I ain't tell him to pull right there.
She's singing. She loves car shipping. I love it. This is awesome. This is real. This is auto transport. Alright, so we are going to meet, we're going to learn more live with Kandy, so that's pretty cool stuff. I'm glad we got to roll the video. Because you see this stuff a lot, right? Hotshot Trucking, this is a Facebook page. Hey, here's a great idea. We're looking at starting up a hotshot trucking business. What is your best approach for this? 60 comments later. That was only 5 hours after it was posted, 60 comments. With today's market, zero debt is the only way to survive. Don't. And with cheap freight and high fuel prices, I would not do it. Now, there's a reason folks say this. And, right, Kandy's like, oh no. Give it up for Kandy. Come on. Now, Mr. Startup, don't think, it's not that people, this isn't a bunch of, well, it could be haters. It feels like haters. But let me tell you something. These folks are trying to tell you something. All three said something similar, which is don't do it. Or be careful. Or, you know, a version of that. So, and don't believe us? You can call Ty, 417-483-2764. He's in the live chat. And if you're watching on demand, put it in the comments below. Because I know some folks, you know, they don't see the live show. They watch it later. Put it in the comments below because we really, really do want to help. And we know there's a lot of people talking about starting up. And, I mean, you got to do something. You got to earn a living. Oh, also, if you missed last Tuesday's show, man, this was a great show. The McCollister show. I'm going to put the link in the live chat to the show. I'm just going to put MCC show, and there's the link in the live chat. So definitely check that out if you missed it. Hey, watch it again even if you saw it. Click around, go to the time codes, because did you see the presentation of AutoVista Portal? If you go in the time codes, you can see and click right to the demo with Keith Bradley. Pretty interesting stuff. Customized for dealers. Also, if you missed Courting the Consigner with Kelly and Jamie, we got a takeover series probably coming soon to an ATI near you next year. Kelly and Jamie they're invading ATI with information. Ooh, invading with information. Okay. And we're in Kelly's app, the AVC dealer app. You can get it on the Apple. What is it? Podcast? Apple. Geez, Jay, you'd think you'd looked it up. Google Play thing for Apple and Google. You can get that, the AVC dealer app. There it is, the App Store and Google Play. And you can click watch and watch ATI inside the app. Here's a deal. Carshipio. Carshipio is giving away a free iPad with unlimited data plan for life. Wow. Carshipio improved software driver app to become best value for the price on the market for haulers. Wants to celebrate their launch with you. So how do you get a free iPad? Well, here's what you're going to do. Go to carshipio.youcanbookme. Oh, youcanbook.me. So I'm going to put that in. Let's do this. I'll leave that up on the screen here. Carshipio.youcanbook.me. And let's see here. Let me find. Oh, here we go. So here's the link. And what you're going to do then is, okay, that's interesting. So you're going to sign up for a time slot to get a call and learn more. How cool is that? So click on that link, set up your time slot demo, and select. And then you go online, select new carrier plan, December iPad promo. Oh, and if you mention ATI, get an extra $50 credit off the selected plan. How cool is that? Thanks very much. Thank you, Stan. So check that out. That's pretty cool. You can send it into ATI. Send me your comments. Let me know how we're doing, what you're thinking, how you want to invade with information. Keep us posted. We like that. We want to know. And this is how you get your car shipping businesses. I think I know what's coming. You want to put it up on the big screen. Because that's right, step right up. Every Tuesday night I got 5 new questions. That's right, 5 new questions. Are you a car shipping guru? You want to play Ask Larry. This is powered by ATI and Superflow Systems. Question 1, here we go. Classification of a car delivered to the port with no keys. Is it a runner? Is it a non-runner? Is it a forklift? Or does it need an escort? Runner, non-runner, forklift, or needs an escort. This is a car delivered to the port with no keys. Not everybody at once now. There's only one forklift available. Wait a minute. Is it forklift? It's not escort? No keys? I thought... It's not a runner? Carlos has got non-runner. All right, so Ty's got forklift. Carlos has non-runner. We need a tiebreaker. What we really need is we need a heck of a lot more participation around here. Have you made this mistake? Have you done this? Oh, we got 2 for forklift. We need it's like the NFL. You know, we got to go to the VAR. It's like the World Cup. We need independent verification. Classification of a car delivered to the port with no keys. Runner, non-runner, forklift, or needs an escort. If it doesn't have keys, well, I'm taking out runner. And okay, there it is. We got 3 for forklift. Forklift. Because if you ain't got no keys, what are you going to do? It's going up on the forklift. All right, cool. So we learned something there. All right, so if you send... So what do we learn? We learned... I almost said boys and girls, but then I tried to hold myself back. Of course, can you even say that now? Let's just keep moving. If it has no keys and you sent it to the port and you didn't plan on a forklift, you got a problem. All right, here we go. Question 2. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2011 Mercedes GL 550 from Beltsville, Maryland to Metairie, Louisiana? 920, 1290, 1550, or 1860? So, 2011 Mercedes GL 550. That's an SUV, right? Beltsville, Maryland, Louisiana. 1860. Ty's got 1860. It's a Mercedes. It's a 2011 though. I'm just saying. Someone's gonna say, "Hey, you know, It barely runs. No forklift. All right, so we got 1860 going once on 1860, going twice on 1860. I like it. I hope it is 1860. See, Kandy's got 920. Kandy, keep it to yourself. Is it a runner? Does it need a forklift? Oh, shoot. If you're just joining, we are on question 2. And we need another like. We're going to need more likes around here. Another round of likes, please. Right. We're going to have to start putting keys and no keys in the question. Well, if it doesn't say it, it's like Central Dispatch. If it doesn't say it, just assume it. So it has keys. Maryland to Louisiana. Do I hear 1860 going once? I'm going to say... I'm always pessimistic. I'm going to go with 1550. Mic check 1, 2. All right, 1550. For me, I don't know what you got. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Oh, man. See? Yeah, I thought it was... to me, it seemed too good to be true. Yeah. Which 1290... Yeah, 1860 seemed like a lot to me. But, you know, this is auto transport. And Beltsville, I think, is pretty much around Baltimore-ish. Yeah, we got a boo there. Sorry, folks. Okay, here we go. Nobody liked that. Well, that's why we do these rate questions, because nobody wins. Here we go. Question 3. Amount of fuel required in a vehicle before entering the port. Full tank, half a tank, more than 3/4, or less than 1/4. The amount of fuel required in a vehicle before entering the port. So if you're going to ship it overseas, do you need to ship it with a full tank, a half a tank, more than 3/4 a tank, or less than 1/4 tank? Have you thought about the fuel? Hey, who didn't ask sales about the fuel? We got a driver laying on the ground, sucking on a hose. Oh, it's less than, Ron? You don't think it's like a full tank? You know? Maybe get like a big ship explosion at sea? Okay, that's not even funny. It's not even close. But that should tell you something. Right? What? Gas? Forklift? Keys? Dock receipts? I thought we were shipping a car. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Honey, what's he talking about? All right. Ron's got less than 1/4. Anybody else have another guess? Does anybody care how much gas is in it? How much windshield Okay. All right, here we go. Wait till you hear about the radiator. See? It's fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, I never tried that before live. It's less than 1/4 a tank. Arnold? Yeah. See, and if there's... And we heard on Friday, if the gas light is on, they'll make you put in some more gas. Right? Ain't that a good time? Good times. Wait till we get to EV. Oi. Question 4. Here we go. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2020 Cadillac Escalade from West Bend, Wisconsin to Savannah, Georgia? It's at 505, 715, 910, or 1230. Most appropriate. Oh, it's a 2020 Escalade. Okay? From Wisconsin to Georgia. Oh my gosh. And 1230 is the highest? I'm picking 1230. It's got to be 1230. If it ain't 1230, I'm going on strike. You know what I'm saying? Chris, that is for containerized cars. Ooh, what did Chris say? I thought they were dry shipped. Ah, see? There's so much to know. My goodness. Port car shipping. Who would have thought? You'd think the whole ecosystem would be here tonight. Right? Right. Well, you know. 1230 plus 450. Right? Right. I know, man. That is cheap. $12.30. That is cheap, and that's like the going rate now stuff. Wow. All right, let's see it. Oh my God! No way. Oh, wow, wow, wow. But right now? There's a shipper somewhere saying, "Why can't I get it for $5.05?" Well, you can, but we're gonna probably put a bunch of Maypops on it. What's a Maypop? Stick around. Question 5. Here we go. Which of these is not required at the port? The TWIC card, the gate pass, the booking confirmation, or the dock receipt? Not required at the port. Which one of these is not required at a port? Is it the TWIC card, the Maypop, the booking confirmation, or the dock receipt? Now, do you still have to scribble your damages on the back of the gate pass at the port? You know, like with crayons and stuff? You know, those matte pencils you never used in high school? We got gate pass, gate pass. Do I hear another gate pass? Yes, I do. It is a gate to pass. You guys seeing this? What? Wow! Making super martinis, and you know, I think that calls for a cowbell. We haven't done that. Hey, what's going on? We haven't done a cowbell in forever around here. Thank you so much, Nexus. That is insanity. Insane in the membrane on a Tuesday night. Thank you so much, Nexus. You have no idea what that means to ATI Auto Business and the ecosystem at large. Thank you so much. Wow, really do appreciate that. Let us know how we can help you, Nexus. Okay, so we are going to take a quick old break. You know, we're just going to just swing on by. Just swing it on by. We're going to swing on by, and then after we do that, we're going to be right back with Industry News Part 2, so stick around. We'll be right back. Ship Your Car Now presents Integrated Automotive Transportation Solutions. When your car buying customers are on your dealership website shopping for vehicles, they can easily find an instant shipping quote. By entering simple information, first name, last name, email, and phone number, delivery zip, delivery state, and clicking the button, Get Your Shipping Quote. Choose from express shipping, enclosed transport, and proceed to checkout. Review the order summary. Enter the delivery street address and city, and click Next. Simply enter your credit card information just like any other online shopping cart. And when you are ready, click Review Your Shipping Order. Check your shipping order one more time and choose Proceed to Checkout. Your delivery is all set. If you want to ship your car now, go to Ship Your Car Now. Ship Your Car Now provides a full suite of vehicle shipping services for all types of businesses. That's why Ship Your Car Now offers trusted carriers, good paying loads that pay fast. Visit shipyourcarnow.com. Links in the live chat, website, email, phone number. Again, thank you so much, Nexus. Really do appreciate it. It is now time, everybody. Here we go. Wait for it. Car repossessions on the rise in a warning sign for the economy. I point this out. This is on NBC. You know, prime time. This is national news. It's coming. But let's dive into the automotive tea leaves. Like on the Buy Here, Pay Here report from Cherokee Media. Total U.S. bankruptcy filings in November came out at over 30,000, 6% higher than November of last year. And according to Epic, EPIQ, the states with the most individual filings percentage increases in November: Alaska, West Virginia, South Dakota, Oregon, Kansas, Delaware, and North Dakota's at the bottom there. Of note, also, experts explained that the November 2022 commercial Chapter 11 filing total was lifted by the more than 100 cases related to the Chapter 11 filing on November 11th by crypto exchange FTX. Good times. Total commercial filings increased 17% in November over total filings in the same month a year ago. So commercial, individual, BK is up. States with the highest percentage in commercial filings: Delaware, Idaho, Nebraska, Alabama, South Dakota, Minnesota, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Michigan, Indiana, North Carolina, Kansas, New Jersey. A few states. But thank you, Ty. Ty sent this in. Now, I don't know if you've heard of Car Dealership Guy on Twitter, at Guy Dealership. Here's a thread. I'm just going to read it. This morning, I discovered something extremely alarming happening in the car market, specifically in auto lending. I'm now convinced that there's a massive wave of car repo coming in 2023. Here's what I discovered and what no one knows. Over the past 2 years, many people took out exorbitant loans on cars. Car values were inflated, and frankly, still are to some extent. But many people simply had no choice and bought an overpriced car. Car values are now plummeting. Some cars have declined in value as much as 30% year over year. And these same people that took out these big loans are now underwater. Basically, they owe banks more on these cars than they're worth. And the banks are aware of this. But there is no easy solution. You can't just put the genie back in the bottle. Brings me to what happened this morning. Every Friday, I conduct a team meeting to recap our week. This morning, one of our GMs opened up DealerTrack, a portal that dealers use to communicate with auto lenders, and highlighted something very concerning. 9 of our lending partners have started waiving open auto stipulations for consumers. What does that mean? Well, here's a simple hypothetical scenario. Consumer takes out an auto loan in 2021 on an overvalued car. 2022 comes around, and that overvalued car is now rapidly declining in value. With the car declining in value, consumer now owes more on the car than it's worth. Consumer no longer wants the car. Maybe they outgrew it, or maybe it keeps breaking, so the consumer wants to trade it in. But the dealer can't trade the car in because the consumer owes way too much on it. So the dealer asks the consumer for lots of money down to cover the difference. But of course, the consumer doesn't have thousands of dollars to cover the difference between what they owe on the car and what it's worth. So here comes a perfect storm. Dealer can't sell consumer a car, consumer can't buy a car, and you guessed it, the lender can't finance a car. And everybody loses. So now what? The lender knows that most consumers are stuck in this situation and does the following: waives the open auto stipulation, meaning the lender lets the consumer buy the car knowing that they already have an open auto loan with another bank. Why would they do this? Surely the lender knows the consumer that took out a second auto loan are much riskier, have a much higher risk of default, right? Right? Yes, but the lender does it because they know the consumer will default on the other car. And this is not normal, but it's the only way lenders can finance cars and dealers can put cars on the road, and the implications will be tons of repossessions. It will not end pretty. Pretty interesting analysis there. Here's another analysis. Tesla's semi-cab design makes it a completely stupid vehicle, a trucker says. Polish trucker recently took to Twitter to explain why he thinks the Tesla Semi missed the mark in terms of being a practical vehicle for drivers to use in and day out. You've seen that it's different, right? You sit in the middle, you have video games. Okay, not even close, Jay. Maybe that's a step up. A Twitter thread shared by truck driver Tomasz Orinsky has gone viral. He says, make life on the road tougher for the person behind the wheel. That's what Tesla did. I'm going to tell you why it is a completely stupid vehicle. And I won't even want to talk about its carrying capacity or anything. I will look at the cab from the practical point of view of someone who drives trucks for a living, because it's an opposite of being built around the driver. The driver sits in the middle. This makes overtaking or looking ahead more difficult, but also makes it impossible to reach out the window to pass paperwork or talk with the guy in the gatehouse once you enter a port or facility or toll booth. The placement of the doors. The doors are in the back. You enter, hang your coat, and then you have to walk a few steps forward to sit behind the wheel. This means you're wasting cab space for a corridor, basically. You can't place a bed there so the driver can rest because there are doors there. And if you want to get out from the right side, you need to go over the passenger seat that interlocks with the driver's seat. So you can't just walk in front of it like a standard cab, and sometimes you need to get out to the right. I did it today and it's had deep snow on my left. Let's see. You're going to have a dirtier truck. The fact that you have to walk around the cab means it'll be full of mud. The good thing about getting straight in the driver's seat is that you can shake the snow or the mud when getting up in there, even if your boots are still dirty. Only this little piece of floor in front of the driver's seat gets dirty. You can kick off your boots off there, walk around the rest of the cab barefoot, means clean. But not in a Tesla unless you want to change your boots every time you enter the cab, which would be really stupid. Those are pretty good points. I like this guy. Tesla Semi's angled windshield could mean bigger blind spots. It's a sloped windshield, makes it harder to clean off snow, could cause the cab to overheat. Oof. These are all great points. I can go on. The bottom line is this vehicle is a rich boy's toy, not a practical working vehicle, because its designers have no clue about the realities of transport. Now, I have no dog in this fight. This guy seems to be making some pretty interesting points. Would love to hear what you think when you think it, whether it's in the live chat or in the comments below. APB, Hanson and Adkins rig was stolen in Fort Pierce, Florida. The thieves were headed south. There's a photo below. Let's see. The driver said he left the hotel, went to his truck, and it wasn't where he parked it. The equipment was not loaded. Brunswick driver, truck 1130. There's the VIN. License plate WP 77744. I repeat, license plate WP 77744. What is that? Whiskey Papa 77744. This was on oh wow. This was this morning, 12:20 this morning. So I guess this was what, Monday night? Parked in Days Inn and Suites in Fort Pierce, and tracking shuts off at Martin County Rest Area near Stuart, Florida. You know, did they know to look for the? That's interesting. That they shut it off at near the rest area. Wow, this sounds like this wasn't somebody's first rodeo. All right, so if you see Whiskey Papa 77744, email Barry Williams. He wants to hear from you. They're looking for the truck. I'm assuming this is either the truck or a similar truck. We're talking about near Fort Pierce, Florida. All right. Hey, if you see this, you are listening to an ATI podcast. Thanks for listening to ATI Auto Business Podcast. It's available on all major podcasting platforms. Feel free to contact Ty, 417-483-2764. Yeah, I'll put the number in there again. Sure. There you go. It is the Car Shipping Business Channel. My name is Jay. It is now time. Great. Boy, we're right on time. You believe that? Man, that's awesome. Okay, because here's what's going to happen right after this. We're going to bring in Ty. We're going to learn more. We have so much more show. We're just getting started. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Why is auto shipping such a challenge? If shipping cars is part of your job, you've wasted time assigning and tracking shipments, waited around while deadlines are missed, and struggled getting anyone to answer your questions. And if you're a carrier moving cars, you've wasted time with bad contact info and shipments that aren't available, waited around for help locating vehicles and receiving payments, and struggled getting anyone to answer your questions. At PAL, we integrate systems for seamless API automations, provide daily email updates, custom portals and reporting, provide ACH quick pays, and we never hide from any questions. Join the auto logistics revolution because it's time to do things better. Preowned Auto Logistics, vehicle transportation made safe, reliable, and easy.
Preowned Auto Logistics provides car shippers with experienced professional drivers, a fully insured modern fleet, and friendly, knowledgeable customer service. Visit preownedautologistics.com. All right, here we go. So we're going to check in with Ty. We're going to learn more about last week, find out what he was up to. He was in Jacksonville all week. So we have a lot. Ty has a lot to share. All right, here we go. Up on center stage. Thanks for saying hello in the live chat. Ty, can you see me and hear me okay?
Yeah, really good. That was great news too, by the way. Good job.
Oh, thanks. You know, well, you sent the car dealership guy to me, right? We were talking about him.
Oh, yeah.
That's fascinating stuff.
Better hang on. You guys better, anybody hauling cars right now, you better be prepared for 2023. I'm just telling you, okay? And what I mean is it could very well get pretty rough. So I follow car guys, Jason Rice, Lot Pop. I follow our guy, Paul Machine, Black Book. I follow a lot of these guys, and they're already talking about 2023 and 2023. You better hang on. So by following car dealers, guys that are in the car dealer world, car dealership, buying cars, selling cars, those are the guys that are looking ahead. And if I've got a car hauling business, I want to pay attention to what the market's going to do in, say, the next 3 months, right? So one of the things that we do here at ATI is, because of the platform, we have people that call in that either need help, they want to get in the business, whatever it might be. And that's what we do. We really want you to be in business. We want you to be successful. And there's certain things that you need to do. For example, you know, Jay, I always talk about, hey, if you want to start a car hauling company, I ask 2 questions to everybody. Ready? The first one, I don't need to know the answer to, you do. It's important you know. And it is, can you live 12 months without a check starting right now? You should think about that. You're going to need a lot of money. Number 2, who's your customer? Load board and dispatcher is not the best idea for building a solid business that will last. So when I talk about building a solid business that will last, what I'm talking about is something that you can sell, something that you can hand off to your kids or your cousins or some relative that you really like. This isn't just fun and games, and this isn't just get rich and make $10,000 a week in my 1-ton and my 3-car Kaufman with my 3 axles. That's not what we're talking about. Here at ATI, we have a carrier base that understands what I'm saying. Okay? Don't we, Jay?
Man, oh man, do we? I mean, you know, it's great. Well, so, all right, so you and I have been talking behind the scenes about, we've been talking about, gosh, how do I finish that sentence?
Well, I'll tell you what we've been talking about. We've been talking about what's the disconnect here. Why do we have a Seaport Services? Right?
Why do we need?
Why do we need? Why do we have?
Yeah.
Well, and you know, I didn't hear I don't remember you telling me your story about one time you booked a car to pick up at the port.
Totally. Yeah.
I never heard that story.
Well, no, and I don't like to tell all my bad stories on day one.
Jay.
You know, come on, man. I want sunglasses, so every time I say "come on, man," I just throw on the sunglasses.
We'll get you some,
and then they dissolve. You know.
Oh, yeah, that'd
be
nice.
Right.
Well, so we talk about and this is really interesting because we have a lot of friends. Jay and I do. A lot of broker friends, a lot of car hauler friends, a lot of tech guys, a lot of auction people, a lot of dealer friends. I mean, we've got a lot of friends.
It's grown.
And it keeps growing every day, every week, every month, every year.
But in what you just said, I mean, we've been able to rope those folks into our ecosystem, our community, our audience, our network, brokers, dealers, tech companies, and that's really important because we see the disconnect everywhere, from sales to operations. What happened? Somebody sold it, and by the time it hit operations, something was assumed, something was left out. It wasn't that wasn't included in the price. I don't know what happened.
Well, expectations. Communication, right? Expectation, communication.
And that, you know, what's interesting, so we got Kandy, Seaport Services, because we're talking about maritime car shipping. Ron is here.
Ron. Wait till you hear about Ron.
Was he with you? He wasn't with you the full week last week. What, a couple days?
Yeah, 2 days. Yeah, wanted him to, I wanted Ron to come down. Ron's been a big part of our community for a long time. I don't know if anybody knows that, but Ron supported us financially. He's helped us. He's as a core member, he's helped. Ron and I have had lengthy conversations about things that I really enjoyed talking to Ron about. Ron's a very smart guy. But I'm going to let Ron tell more of his story. But I'll tell you why I wanted Ron there. I wanted Ron there because Ron understands some certain things. Ron understands export, how to get cars from here out, the wholesale side of it. So I wanted him to come down. I wanted him to see Kandy's operation, meet Kandy face to face. And I wanted us to all look at what we're doing, right? Like you say, it's a big ecosystem. I'm down there because I want to see how these drivers interact, right? Ricardo, remember Ricardo? I talked about Ricardo, the guy who had lost, never coming back, 6 hours at the port, and $200. You hear that?
Yeah. What was he doing? What's his name?
Ricardo.
Why did Ricardo lose 6 hours? Why did Ricardo lose 6 hours and $200 at the port?
Well, it could have been a similar situation to what you did. It could have been somebody kind of new that didn't understand when you take something to the port, you got to have a quarter tank, less than a quarter tank of gas, less than. And, oh, by the way, the light can't be on, the gas light can't be on. Or what, the radiator, oh, it's a flood car? Oh, we got to fork it off. You know, I don't remember. There's so many guys coming in and out of Kandy's place, which, by the way, that's the beautiful part. I'm going to stop for a second. Here's what I know about Seaport Service that I get really excited about. It's two guys. One's Henry and one's Tony. Henry and Tony, right? Tony is the greeter guy. When you pull in, and I like Tony a lot, he's got amazing people skills. He has a genuine compassion to help people get stuff done. He understands that when there are people coming in here, they're usually not in the best circumstance, right? Hey, by the way, the point of this show is to help you avoid losing 6 hours at the port that you'll never get back, and $200, right? Okay, so back to Seaport Services. Here's what I really got excited about. Tony, so you pull in, whether you're having a rough day or a good day, or you've been there before, you've never been there before, Tony understands. He's your guy, okay? He's going to put his arm around, big guy. He's going to love on you. He's going to make it right, and he's going to help you have a better day. Okay?
Which is good because at that point, you are in tears.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, you're either going to, it's either going to be a fight, somebody's going to get hurt,
right?
Or you're just crying.
Totally. You pointed something out really good. What's the first reaction? It ain't tears.
No,
it's
It's
fists.
good. Yeah, let's fight. Yeah,
and
that's why we got Tony up there. He's a big guy. I wouldn't want to fight with Tony.
The thing is, when you're under the gun, you have enough pressure and stress in your life, and there you go to deliver a car to the port, and they say you've already waited in line, and then you get to the gate, and they're like, what, TWIC credentials? What?
Where's your TWIC card?
TWIC? TWIC? You want some Twix? I could probably find
go down
Twix around here. So.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna grab.
Back to what I like about Seaport Services. So the operation here is really smooth. Okay. There's a process. There's a system, and it works for you. Okay. So Tony's your guy. Tony's he's gonna love on you. He's gonna make you get through this, and you'll leave feeling better about life. Tony has a menu. Are you here for compliance? Are you here for storage? Are you here for pickup or drop off? Right? Tony's your guy. Now, while Tony's taking care of you and making your life a little more pleasant, Henry is in the back. Now, Henry's got the job. I mean, they both have the job, but Henry gets to play on the forklift. Henry gets to move the cars around. Henry has the system. You check it in. All these things that nobody knows what's going on in the back. We know when it got dropped off. We know what time it got dropped off. We know if it's a runner, a non-runner, or a forklift. These are all things that are identified. We know if we need to Seaport Service, Kandy will tell you more about this, but if we need to take that car to the port tomorrow or 3 days from now.
And I want to say this too, is that one of the reasons, because it may sound like minutia, but once let's say you somehow get through the TWIC question, which you won't, But let's say you have a Twit card or you have an Escort, you got that part. Now they start pulling your car apart. Oh well, your wheels rubbing, your gas isn't right, you got this problem, that problem, and they say you can't. No, you need to turn. You need to turn around and take that thing out of here.
I was thinking about
here come the fists.
Yeah, well,
what?
And I'm not. Yeah, I'm that way. What are you doing, bossing me around? Who are you? That kind of stuff. But where I was thinking about this, and Kandy and I actually didn't talk about this. I think this would be an interesting conversation because you go in there and they're basically doing an inspection on whatever it is you're dropping off. And I think about all the various trucks and trailers that I see rolling around down the road, and I'm like, boy, I hope if I were driving in there and I had a piece of junk and I knew these guys were going to start combing through this car, I would be more worried about me and my truck and trailer than I would. I'm thinking, how many trucks and trailers do these port guys see? They're looking at the car, but I'm thinking, man, this trailer's got 4 cracks in it. The flipper's gone. The tire's missing. I mean, I've seen this stuff, right? So
it's like you're trying to take a salvage in-op through the TSA line at the airport, right? You're trying to put an in-op in one of them buckets, like with your shoes and your laptop and your in-op.
Oh yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah. So back to Kandy and Seaport Service. Here's what I'm saying. And I talked to a couple drivers. They come in. There's a big difference. The guy who's been there. The guy who understands the game. And that guy pulls in. He's happy. He's high five. Hi, Kandy. Hi, Tony. Hi, Henry. Who's that? Ty. Oh, hi, Ty. Here, let me touch your trailer. I got to help some guys with their trailers. It was really fun. I got to drive the forklift too. When Kandy went around, nobody knows. Take that.
Oh, did you sing?
Betsy. Yeah, I sang.
Betsy. You must sing. And it even says, I love car shipping right there on the forklift.
Henry sings when he's on the forklift.
I'm definitely going to sing. I'm going to pick out my song list. I'm going to do some Creedence Clearwater Revival and stuff.
There you go. That'll work. Yeah. I was singing Back in Black, just like
rolling. Oh, yeah, Back in Black?
Yeah, a little Iron Man
awesome.
business.
I love it.
Really feel powerful on Betsy because Betsy's a classic, okay? And
That's
Betsy
cool,
gets
man.
the job done. So back to Henry, Tony, Seaport Service.
That's right. And painting the picture. Because where else do you deliver a car? Yes, the dealer inspects it, which is no fun. But where else are you going to get the white glove inspection? And if it isn't good, you're gonna need to take that. I don't know where you're taking it, but you need to leave the premises.
Right. Now,
that's where the tears start.
That's where you're like, well, yeah, what? So, but where I'm going with this is by the end of this show, here's what I'm looking for. Any of our broker friends, any of our dealer friends, any of our auction friends, and when I say auction, right now I'm kind of talking more about IAA and Copart. You guys hear me talk a lot of smack on those guys all the time. I'm talking to them and I'm telling them, if you know a buyer that's buying and shipping, exporting, my advice is pay attention to this show tonight, listen real careful, and start weighing the options. Okay? Do you love problems? Do you love mean people, angry people on the phone? Do you love having things not go right? Is that what you like every day? Because that's what happens at the port, okay? And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm saying let's save some hate. Let's save some anger. Fair? I don't need. I'm angry enough. I got enough anger in my life right now. I don't need more, right?
And how about this?
Yeah.
Did you know that when you go to book a load on Central Dispatch, and sometimes if it's going to the port, when you call to book that load, the person says, yeah, it's available. Text me your company name. And they hang up. And you're texting your company name, and they're going to send the load through Central. You have no idea what you're about to get into. You don't know enough about the vehicle.
No. Well, I'm saying this. I'm saying that, look, if I'm a broker, if I'm a dealer, if I'm an auction, and primarily specifically, if you notice, a lot of those cars are wrecked. So I think, and Kandy can clarify for us, but I think a lot of these cars that are kind of damaged a little bit, They may go somewhere else and they fix them and they sell them, like on a boat somewhere else that way. What my whole point is I've had car haulers, I've had 20 of them, I've had drivers, I've gone to the auction. And so the analogy here for anybody that's watching this, like, I don't care about port, you guys, could we just go to show number 276?
Right. What
Hang
are you
on.
guys doing at show 276?
That was good. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, here's the comparison. You may never go to port. Fine. Good for you.
Actually, good. Nice. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. If you do, or if you know somebody that does have anything to do with port, what I hope for at the end of the show is do not send your carrier. Don't send the carrier to the port. Just don't. Get a hold of Kandy. Now we will get a hold of me. Get a hold of somebody if it's going to the port, and just check a couple things. I mean, it's fast. You'll see. Kandy knows what she's doing. I would trust Kandy with anything I've got, right? And I would say, if you're dealing with the port, if it's one time, Kandy. If it's every day, Kandy.
Because you pay the car puller, right?
Pay the car puller. Why do you pay the car puller, everybody?
Way more important. That's right. Why do you pay the car puller?
Why do you pay yeah, so this is why we're having the show. Why do you pay the car puller? Because I don't want to go in there. I do not want to go in there. What happens when you go through the gate? You get the gate pass. Now you're going to go inside. You just cross the spikes, right? The spike. Everybody knows the spikes, right? So you got your gate pass. You go past the spikes, guard check. Now what are you going to do? Lose 6 hours of your life that you'll never get back looking for one car.
For real.
Right?
And
So
that's
pay the car
before
puller.
you lug around the jump pack.
Oh, yeah. That's after you finally found it 2 hours later and it's dead battery and no gas and a flat tire, right? So now we got to go back to the truck. We got to get the jump box. We got to get the air compressor. We got to get the gas can. Stop. No. Just don't. Your driver's not happy. The owner of the truck's not happy. There's a lot of not happy people here.
Even Ship Africa is in the live chat. Very good point. It's better to let the people that know the job to handle it at the port. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I spent literally a whole week there. Okay, I got in last Sunday, not yesterday, Monday, Tuesday, but the one before that. And I stayed all the way till Saturday. And I did it for a reason. I did it for ATI, for this community. And I'm not joking. I've known Kandy for several years now, more like 3 or 4 maybe. And I've heard Kandy's stories. Now, we went down and had a party at the port. That was a one-day deal. You didn't get to really get the real vibe, the real feel at the port. Does that make sense? So, Kandy, I need to get back down there. I really need to see what's going on here. These stories you tell me are crazy. This can't be real. Yeah, come on down. It's real. Those stories are real. Real adult men having really bad days because somebody didn't do something right.
Oh my God, it's just crazy. It really is. It's crazy. The more we talk about it, I mean, and by the way, not to mention this, if that's not enough, heck, don't even drive to Miami.
No, right. That's phase 2. Phase two. Here's where we're going. Phase 2. Phase 2. We're going to have Seaport Services be a hub/terminal. I'm going to Florida. The car goes to Miami. Heck no, I'm not going to Miami. It's one car. It doesn't even pay enough. I'm dropping it at Kandy's place, and somebody else is going to come and pick it up. That lives in Florida and is happy to come and pick it up and take it. That's going to start happening more and more at Seaport Services. You go to Jacksonville, you drop it. It goes to Orlando. It goes to Tampa, Lakeland, Miami. Anywhere that way, south of, is that the right direction? For me, south is that way, but whichever direction south, you don't want to go there. And you know what's funny? Remember Hendrik, the German guy, the trailer maker guy?
Oh, yeah, Hendrik, sure.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Well, we were down in Florida.
Yeah.
And we spent, I think, a month down there between Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, West Palm. We didn't make it down to Miami. But you can understand when you go there in a car why a truck driver doesn't really want to go down there. And then you hear Sue on a Thursday talking, hey, Sue, I'm in Florida. Can you get me out of Florida? What does Sue say? Oh. Right? So why not? Let's all make friends. We're all friends anyway. Brokers, be ready to pay a little extra money. Yeah.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
You're going to cut into the...
I don't think we're cutting in. I honestly, I really believe.
No. Well, I just did what the sales guy's thinking. What? But
I understand.
This is the port.
This is the port. You don't.
This is
you
the
don't
port. This isn't.
Just
You don't swing on by.
no.
No.
No. You don't.
Nobody's swinging and yeah.
Well, I don't know what time it is, but we can keep having the same conversation, but I really think we
it's
need
time
to
for Kandy.
maybe bring Kandy in.
All right, here we
and
go.
I don't know who else come. I mean,
Heads
I know
up,
who's coming, but I
Kandy.
don't know the order.
All right,
Kandy.
Kandy. All right, so Kandy. Oh wait, she's not here.
Kandy. She'll come. It's normal, I promise you. We go when
Right.
I'm like, where's Kandy at?
Weird.
She's at the port.
Right, she's probably You know what? Kandy's on the forklift right now. She's like, I got one more car to get.
No, at this time of night, she's at one of the 3. We call them traps. Kandy has traps, right? There's 3 fuel stops, right, and within a mile, down here in Jacksonville. There's Mr. Fuel, which last Tuesday night, that's where I was standing in the parking lot. Remember that? There's Mr. Fuel. They call it the Kangaroo. The Kangaroo is actually the Circle K, right? And then the one just a little bit farther is called.
She's in the live chat right now. So
Kandy.
there's Mr. Fuel. Here she is. Mr.
Yeah.
Fuel. Kangaroo.
Gate.
Huh.
These are all within a certain,
Oh,
I mean,
that's
literally less than a mile, half a mile, right? So
What does she do there?
at night, she goes through and she talks to the drivers. What are you doing? What do you got on your truck? Do you know about, here's what Ken, do you know about ATI? That's number one. That I was with her. This is real. we're not making this.
That's amazing,
This
dude.
is part of the work day. Right?
Wow. She says this? Keep going. Wow.
Yeah. Do you know, what are you doing? Nice, kind way, real gentle, very sweet, very compassionate. Empathy. Understand. Kandy just driven a truck. Remember earlier you're like, Ty, there's the beer truck, the picture, that kind of pink looking truck.
That was a beer truck, right?
No, that was going on the
Okay.
port. That's something you don't even want to touch
Oh,
in
boy.
real life. She drove that. And the one behind it, they were connected. She drove that, and somebody else was in the other one, and she drove those on the port. Big equipment.
Oh, wow. To be shipped overseas?
Yeah, that really happened.
Wow.
So Kandy understands the driver is my whole point. Kandy was a driver. Did you know that, Jay?
Well, you know, I
Kandy
don't.
has a CDL.
I don't know if I knew it, but I kind of
Come on,
figured.
man.
Well, come on, man. I figured she had a CDL. I don't know why. I just figured that.
She has a degree in maritime law too. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, it's
No, I
like a
didn't know
real
that.
degree.
Oh my gosh. Here, well, let's get her up in here. All right, she has a degree in maritime law and a CDL. Ladies and gentlemen, please do welcome once again. She's an ATI icon up on center stage. Kandy Marr with Seaport Services. And she's getting everything all set and ready so she can join us live. I think she can hear us, and I heard of something there. Here she is, Kandy. Hey.
Wow. Hey, Kandy.
Hey, Ty. Oh my God, you just told about my traps.
Is that good or bad? I can't talk about the trap. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, pretty thing I'm sweet and innocent. Don't mess it up.
Oh no, there's love there though. That's why you can't not talk about it because there's so much love. You're there to help.
Yeah, it's a lot of love there.
I saw it live. If anybody wants to help right now, it's Kandy and Tony and Henry.
Yeah, we do. We do it.
You
We do a good job of it. Even when people don't see it.
Yeah, that's right. It's nonstop. So Kandy, how long have you had Seaport Services?
Legally since 2007. Seaport Services since 2018. It's about,
And what do you do? Before that, you drove a truck, right?
Yeah, I always drive. I drove full time. I always drive. I was a broker and a freight forwarder, and I was driving when I was doing that too. So I did over the road, local. I hauled fuel, did hazmat, a lot of different stuff. I like touching things, seeing what I'm capable of doing.
You can do it. I saw it. All right. I think. Do Did you want me to ask questions, or do you just want to tell us more about Seaport Services, or how do you want to do this? Because I like to ask questions, you know that.
Yeah, I love your questions. I can go with the question flow.
Okay. So Seaport Services, Jacksonville, we got a new location, which, by the way, I'm really excited about. It took me a minute to get there because I was at the old one. I saw the old one. The new location, I love it now.
Okay.
I see the vision. There's a lot of more space, right?
Yes.
A lot more cars.
A lot more space, a lot more ability to do things that don't look so pleasant. The dirty side of logistics without being scrutinized so much and having so many eyes. See?
Right. Well, one of the things I liked was there's a gate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if I'm like, I don't drive a big truck every day anymore like I used to, but if I was driving a big truck, I like how you can get in. There's plenty of room to get in. It's not cramped. It's not scary. It's big, open, nice gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you pull through and you go straight to the back where you are.
Yeah, straight to the back. Our new address is 11410 New Berlin Road in Jacksonville. No matter where I'm at, 11410, 11410.
410.
Yeah.
Got it.
Still, it's in the Port District, technically, untechnically. It's close by. I promise you, if you deal port business, you've been that way and you will find us easily. Sometimes before you go into the port, sometimes after, but don't be afraid. We're not far from the terminals.
Well, the real cool part, there's people in the audience who really appreciate this. It's literally the gate, the driveway to go to your place is sitting right beside Peterbilt, the dealership.
Yeah. We saw a lot of Virginia trucks in there. I mean, not that they need work, but, there's a lot of car haulers that stay there. They literally pass right by a driveway to turn into Pete. So,
yeah. So Peterbilt, Jacksonville, port side, is that how you would describe that? You're right beside them.
Yeah, it's Blunt Island, that whole district over there. Jacksport they have more than two, but two main port districts for Ro-Ro for cars. Let's just say for automobile and heavy equipment. Crowley is down at Jacksport, Talleyrand. That's the downtown facilities. Most of the cargo that goes there goes to South America and to Puerto Rico, predominantly to Puerto Rico, Caribbean islands.
Wait. Hold on, sorry. Okay, Blunt Island, Crowley. Crowley goes where? No?
Yeah, Blunt Island and Talleyrand.
Talleyrand.
Yeah, Talleyrand is where Jacksport, their main office facilities are. I'm not sure. I don't think you went over there. It's more downtown. That's where Crowley, if anybody knows about the export or import to Puerto Rico, Crowley is really big. They have a large volume where they Ro-Ro over to Puerto Rico to the island. They supply a lot of the island products from the U.S.
Okay. So now there are people that are listening to you say Ro-Ro, and they're like, what is wrong with you? What is Ro-Ro?
Ro-Ro is short.
What is Ro-Ro?
It's short for roll on, roll off. That's self-propelled cargo, pull behind cargo that has wheels, tracks, tires that can get on there without usage of a crane. Or
a forklift. Right.
Yeah, well, forklifts can go, forklifts for automotives and high and heavies, they can go Ro-Ro cargo.
What's a high and heavy?
Like excavator, track hose, back hose, anything where the survey comes out and maybe overdimensional. That's not a car. That's not a van or a unit that you can drive around the road. It might be a generator, a hospital or air conditioning unit. It's a lot of tractors.
Well, it's interesting you say heavy equipment, because I have seen the last time party at the port there, I saw like a big excavator, right? Mm-hmm. I think there was maybe a road grader or something there too. So this is the reason I bring this up or point it out is because I've noticed a couple of brokers who have been advertising on LinkedIn, we can move anything. Mm-hmm. And when they say anything, they're referring to heavy equipment. Call us, we can move heavy equipment. So the brokers in the auto space, in my opinion, are kind of stepping out, veering off into a little bit of heavy equipment. Fair?
They are. Yeah, a lot of them are. And a lot of them, well, some of them have experience in that area, and some of them are just rolling the dice, like, just to see what the market reads. There are a lot of patient brokers who use their customer and client relations to slow them down, ask questions, and a good broker will educate themselves on what the cargo is. If they have a good network of carriers, they tap into their carriers, because the driver is always the solution for the questions that's going to come up that changes that port move. The driver will have the answer. And if people would shut up and listen more, they would be way better at moving cargo instead of making the assumption that drivers are just drivers. That's my tip of the day.
Okay, let's expound on it just a little bit more. Say it again and kind of dig in there a little bit, because I agree with you. Go ahead.
So I'm a driver. My background is maritime law, transportation, logistics, claims investigation, hazmat, and I'm not alone. There are so many educated drivers who, if they were operating in a full broker or freight forwarder capacity, there probably wouldn't be but 10% of the brokers and freight forwarders that are out there doing business now that would be able to do business if said drivers got together to network to be better at that because of knowledge of the craft. When you put your hands on, it's not a lot you can't figure out. But when you're behind the keyboard, and trust me, I was, and you cannot connect with that, it's not to say that you can't do it, but if you can't connect with a driver, and make sure you pay them for these connections, because nobody has time to waste on giving the game away for free. Even these lessons right here, they're not for free, because our best customers, clients, or relationships, they already see me and game recognize game. Our broker, a good broker, will connect on all levels through the driver, through the terminals, and ask weird questions, quirky questions that a lot of drivers don't even understand how they relate to the moment, but it helps set them up for another moment and the other opportunities and the other leads that's coming in that want service in areas and with things they never did before. So that driver answering those questions, giving information about the cargo that you're hauling, how many straps, did you tie it down? Can you send me pictures? Can you send me more pictures? Can you send me better pictures? Can you send me a video? Where did you pick it up from? What time did you get there? Were they open? Were they closed? All those questions. Did you get a scale ticket? What did it scale? What's your truck weight? Like all those questions, an educated broker and freight forwarder, they are documenting those things. So that move may not go smooth, but God, hopefully they'll get that move again. That could be a consistent contract, an opportunity to open a door that broker had never even thought that they could walk through. So,
So you're saying the broker maybe doesn't know what the driver knows? No,
not even. It's a conglomerate. There are a lot of educated brokers. That's where time in industry comes in, or background, because a lot of brokers are drivers or warehouse workers or worked in sales. You can be strategic in your positioning before you got to be that broker or freight forwarder. And you put those pieces together and you keep compiling the pieces to form a formula that's sellable.
That's what the broker's doing.
That's what the broker should be doing, but yeah, that's what they do.
Well, so maybe we've got it a little wrong, because my approach, what I saw, boots on the ground, was maybe the carrier, the guy driving the truck, whether that he owned it or whether he was a driver, maybe he didn't know what he was getting into. Now, are you saying the broker's calling on the guy who maybe didn't know what he was getting into to figure it out, or the broker didn't know what he was doing? Somebody didn't know what was going on, right?
Sometimes, yeah. But sometimes, like what they say, everybody plays the fool sometimes. See, there's a lot of people who know a lot, but they want to see what else you know or can contribute to the situation. You got somebody behind the keyboard and somebody with boots on ground. You got to be able to mesh those two things together. So how do you do that? If you know everything, and some drivers, brokers, everybody, some people just know everything. But there's no room to learn anything if you know everything. So everybody
Good
plays the
point.
fool. And there's a lot of, I'm going to say exporters. Let's just say everybody who's going to sit back and shut up and listen to see what you teach them. You know, even loads to go to the port is frustrating sometimes. And we were talking about the 6 hours at the port. It's frustrating sometimes to know, for me, because I connect with that person, to know that you sat there for 6 hours lost. That meant a lot of things went wrong before you figured out something was wrong. So it kind of burns me up inside. So instead of it being a teachable, helpful moment, sometimes I'm just frustrated and frazzled as they are, because you can't tell me how you sat there for 6 hours, for 4 hours, without having a clue as to what to do next. I'm concerned.
Well, and I think that's true too, Kandy. I saw you. You really do have empathy and compassion for the carrier. Your heart is definitely for that guy. And when I see you interact with them, you know, I was telling Jay earlier, I was like, I watch Kandy. I listen to Kandy. I stand there and watch. I stood there and just watched you every day, right? Watch you talk on the phone, watch you talk to drivers, watch you talk to Tony and Henry, watch just the interaction. And one of my biggest takeaways was obviously you care about the driver. But there was something else that we talked about that I've been thinking a lot about this. Like, one of the guys came in with I think we decided it was a flood car and it needed to be forked off. And they had the car loaded. They had straps around the tires, right? Just not the one going through the tire, but I mean legit straps, like we all know. And we're going to forklift it off, and the car, one of the straps was still on the car, and the car starts rolling backward. Now the strap's caught, and the car's all messed up. I mean, not messed up as in damaged, but now we got a problem. And you know, I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, well, just rip the strap off. That's what I would do. Just Betsy's strong, right? Done. Well, we don't want to break the guy's strap, and we don't want to break the guy's trailer. Okay. But they leave, everything's gone. We got it off fine. But then you said something. You talked about this. And it was something like, the drivers don't really understand what's going on, and so maybe they don't always do full disclosure. Is that a fair, nice way to say it?
As far as the driver doing full disclosure?
Yeah.
To us? Or
to you. You were kind of concerned that this car was in the middle of a 3-car trailer and somehow was in neutral.
Yes. So
and nobody said a word about it.
No, but it could be both ways.
Huh? Yeah.
No, I'm saying he could have known it was in neutral. That particular situation, I believe that they did, and just maybe forgot to tell us, or that's what happens when you don't have any order to the chaos. You know, you won't remember. You don't have a habit, a way of doing the same vehicles. You see a lot of certain guys or certain car haulers, carriers, transporters in general, like the step deck that you were helping that day.
Yeah.
Certain people you can help and assist and talk to them and ask questions. And you have to feel that out. Certain people, don't talk to them. Don't ask him no questions. He got his routine. And I can look and see where he sits his clipboard, or when he get out the truck, what he's looking at, or if he goes to the fitting box first, which way he walks around the trailer. Don't mess with that person. Because, and the phone, that's why I say, you know, put your phone down. A lot of people get off on talking to carriers when they're doing other work because you agree to everything. Like, yeah. Just get off my phone. Let me finish doing what I'm doing. And that happens. And then you end up agreeing to stuff you had no idea. And you're getting contracts back, and prices are different, and you're not getting paid for an in-op. And just leave people alone when they're in their routine.
So I don't know how we are on time, but one more question. If you could, like,
I love it.
Are we
Keep
okay?
going. Yeah, we're great. That's awesome.
Okay. If you could say, like, you're talking to the shipper, broker, whoever it is, you're talking to them. What could be maybe the one thing, like, or a couple of things that you would tell them?
The shipper, broker, I'm going to say exporter too.
There you go. Yeah.
Shipper, broker, exporter. it's always room to learn. And you don't want to hustle everybody. Like, we have to make our business a hustle. I said make your business a hustle, but hustle your business and combine it together so that you have something that people want to deal with, you know. I don't like it when drivers get hustled. I'm big on like bullying. I call that's a form of bullying to me. I hear it on the phone. Like
when drivers get hustled, you don't
when drivers
like it.
get hustled, when like that same driver with the routine who is trying to be his own dispatch, the carrier, especially operating or dealing with equipment that requires more than just loading, strapping, you know, securing the ramps and taking off, going from brick and mortar to brick and mortar.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes back down to pay, monetary, time, liabilities. You know, we can talk about the liabilities of the port, even guys going in there. You don't know everything. You don't want to know everything. Stop being so cheap. Stop being so cheap. There's a lot of people don't deal with me because I don't care. If you're cheap, I don't want to deal with you, because we can take time if you want to be in business, and both of us help our businesses, you know, by slowing it down some and working together. Every customer and client doesn't care about the lowest price. I've been a broker. I've moved vehicles at prices where people say, nobody will ever pay that on that lane. Stop caring so much about that competitive edge and price that you can't indulge in offering good services and being good in business. You know, like prioritize that, then the right customers and clients will always show up, and they'll show up in abundance. So,
that's good.
And that's for carriers, that's for drivers too, you know.
Wow.
Well, I'll say this too, because if you ask, I mean, any successful business person, are you surrounded by cheap stuff? Do you spend your money on cheap stuff? No.
Yeah,
no, you don't. You don't choose cheap stuff.
Not a good idea to go cheap, especially when we're talking port. And I don't know. Like I was telling Jay earlier, Kandy. I mean, and you tell me. I don't know, but I'm assuming there are plenty of people that go to the port and don't have a problem. Is that true?
Oh yes, and there are brokers and freight forwarders who highlight them as 5-star carriers. But you have those same carriers, same brokers. You know, I love to see them on the show on the panel, because the road to getting there to that point is as full of those same stories that I have. It's never, you know, even that carrier right now, no matter what, the port is a storage facility. And I'll say this about the port, because I don't like people talking junk about the port. Most of the time, it's just for lack of knowledge. You know, the port employees,
right.
Staff, if you want to find a group of logistically educated individuals on different tiers, you talk to them, because they have higher ups, big conglomerates of companies that they work for, and they have procedure and protocol that they have to follow, right?
Right.
Come on. Now, just talking about the scenarios we have, how many different scenarios every day do you think that they experience that's full of caca that could have been avoided if all parties involved actually cared about how they did business? Anybody that books port cargo, that indulges in it, there's a set of rules and regulations you're supposed to know, and they change every day. You've got freight forwarders, like you said, Ship Africa, he's in here. They are committed to educating themselves on what goes on in the port from day to day, because it changes. There are brokers that call, I think it was a Roman that called earlier. It was another broker that called, and he is an artisan with making logistics things come together. Like we supply terminal services, not just quick terminal services, but regular services where, hey, I've got this car in the middle of nowhere, South Carolina, that's going to nowhere, Alabama. Now, I made this move. I got this customer. I need him to come to the yard, and you move it from this truck to that truck so he can take it to nowhere, Alabama. They're going to be there at 8 o'clock. Make it smooth. So 2 things happen. The carrier's happy that everything went smooth. They get paid. They're on to the next one. And that broker, he just satisfied a customer that couldn't move cargo on that lane because it's bump. It's a bad lane to bad lane. Cars still got to move. You still got to do what you got to do. So, but getting back to the port staff, a lot of drivers discredit them. It's a lot going on. It's a whole nother world.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing with the port staff is they want carriers, us included, terminal services, brokers that call. A lot of brokers call that port phone like they're Joe Biden, like they're the president. Hi, this is A&C brokerage. We're the biggest and baddest and got a driver there with a problem. They don't want to hear none of that, because if he has a problem, there's about 90% chance that should have been taken care of, rectified before they ever got to the port. So they don't have any sympathy for you because they don't have time to. They don't have time.
I need to, yeah. Is this the supervisor at the port?
Yeah, exactly.
Give me a supervisor.
Let me speak to somebody higher than you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
everybody's high. They have a job. They have criteria. They have requirements. It's pieces that have to align, where the answer will always be a resounding no. Only because if you give any room, then it's drama. It's drama.
This, you just said something that I thought, wow, I saw that. It was interesting. You said something along like things change at the port on a daily, right? So I was down there, guys, everybody. I was down there. We're moving cars. We're out in the parking lot, rolling around the grass and the dirt and the sand and the hydraulic fluid, and we're having fun, and everybody's high five. And oh no, the port's not doing forklifts anymore. They stopped forklift.
Yeah.
Who knew that?
And how many cars are already en route?
Oh.
You got cars that left California, left Texas, Missouri, Georgia, already en route to the port. So that's where our facilities come in handy. But at the same time, that's another expense. So now somebody's going to be frustrated and upset because that business interaction that they've already got a certain dollar amount, this is my profit margin on this. You just affected that dealer or that exporter's profit margin. So the experienced dealer and exporter is prepared for all that. That's the difference between somebody coming to us after they've been sitting at the port, the cargo got rejected, it's all kind of problems, and they come over there furious, speeding in and out the property, angry. All they care about is how I collect my money. You got to pay me extra for wasting my time. I can't believe this happened. Versus bringing the cargo straight to us, allowing you the opportunity to make calls and handle your business before you take that cargo over there, so you can look like a boss, so you can look like you know what you're doing in logistics. And then you'll start knowing what you're doing in logistics, because you're not just trying to take the quick hit. I understand profit margin, loss, all those things. Make room to do business. Make financial room for mistakes, forklifts, delays, rejections. Rejections is big.
My pop.
Somebody cuss. Talk about rejections.
Don't forget about my pop.
Maypops. Oh yeah, the good old Maypops.
Don't forget about Maypop. White. So tell us about Maypop. We didn't talk about Maypop. I was making fun of it in the live chat, but what is Maypop?
Maypop.
Tell me why Maypop got you. Was it the fact that I used it like in a straight sentence?
Well, I remember. Where's Ron at? Where's Ron? Because Ron's you said it, and I was looking at Ron, and I was watching Ron. He was really trying to think. I've never heard of that brand. Was that Bridgestone?
Yeah, he's like Mitchell. Yeah, he started naming brands. Look, I was like.
So like a hand cook.
The hand cook.
Refurb.
Jay, he was serious. I was like, no, sugar. He does not want a brand new tire. We provide port compliance services.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, talk about port compliance. This is good right here. This is really good.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it short. Port compliance service is whatever it takes, whatever you need, so that they won't reject it. Those guys at the port, they are like soldiers for the ship. That's their job, to protect and serve the integrity of that ship. The companies, the groups. We had a ship catch on fire a few years back, and this export is still hurting and suffering from cargo loss on that ship, And It's a lot of stories when it comes to losing your cargo, other people's cargoes. And sometimes we may not, I say we as in logistics providers, service providers, brokers, freight forwarders, unless that's your cargo, your money, your investments, and your relationship with your clients, you may not personalize it as much. But, 3, 4, 5 years later, there are still businesses that aren't businesses anymore or suffering, they have PTSD from that because relationships, money, if you've got, let's just say $100,000 worth of cargo on a vessel and something happens. And the reason I mention this is because port compliance plays a big factor in cargo on the vessels as far as batteries. Look at all these flood cars. Has anybody seen a flood car catch on fire? Like even in the water, that's electrical. So it's not like you just go douse it and put it out. A lot of them burn down. So batteries, everybody's trying to sneak something past, but there's still integrity to you have insurance requirements, liabilities. Everything goes back to time and money. Who's responsible? So yeah, the ships, the lines, they have different processes. Even the stevedores, the longshoremen, the people who get inside of this cargo, their insurance liabilities. So just because you want to ship your hot boxes overseas at the cheapest rate possible doesn't mean that it can't be, that you can ship it without it being in compliance. A lot of independent dealers and exporters don't want to answer to anyone. But you're using, unless you got your own ship to sell your own stuff overseas, you have to consider that there's other people and businesses involved.
Well, in compliance, so one of the things that I thought was interesting was, okay, compliance. The car comes in on a trailer and the guy's like, forklift. It's forklift. So we take it off and put it over there. The driver maybe doesn't know, but here's where you come in. And correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I thought I saw. Driver comes in, forklift, he's just got to go. Bye. Bye, Kandy. Thanks for, Merry Christmas. He's gone. Okay, so there are certain things that you have to have when you come to Kandy or the port. What are they, Kandy? You got to have this. You have to have this. Be ready. Go.
Okay, one, whose cargo is it? Why are you here? That's the first question. Who sent you or why are you here? Because if you bring it to me, there's a different liability involved. And they may not want it coming to us. Most of the time, nobody wants it coming to anything, any place that's going to require money involved, other money outside of what they've already paid to export it. But why is this cargo here? Do you know what's wrong with it? And if you don't know what's wrong with it, who do we get in touch with so that we can assist them and show them or teach them or help them figure out what's wrong with it?
Go ahead. Yeah, Doc, keep going. Yeah. So paperwork you have to have. This for a car to get on the port, right? On the boat, you have to have this. You have to have this. Okay, go.
And remember, they're different lines. We're not speaking on one particular trade line. There's different requirements for different terminals, and I'm sure there's something I need to write up to even help brokers highlight that without learning on the fly every time. For certain terminals, certain terminals, we in one of the questions earlier, like when I put doc receipt, title, booking confirmation. Right. There are certain lines that require booking confirmation. That's an RSVP that says that the broker, the customer, someone has called or emailed and paid to ship this cargo overseas. Whether you're picking it up from Mannheim or Jenny's house, they have paid for this to get on this boat, this vessel to go here. They send a booking confirmation once payment's made, or if you've got prepaid accounts. A lot of brokers have prepaid accounts, but it's an itinerary, like an airline ticket, so that they know that you're coming with this cargo. Booking confirmations. There are a couple of terminals that don't require a physical paper copy now, and they can take a virtual confirmation where they just scan the VIN in. It's either in there or it's not. If it's not, goodbye. You go figure it out. You go figure it out. You get your ticket to the club, and then you can come in. most of the terminals that we deal with for road cargo to West Africa, the Middle East, the prerequisite is a title and dock receipt. So the dock receipt is similar to a booking confirmation with a different name, but it's a paper. It's still a physical paper. Same thing, you're doing a confirmation. We're bringing this cargo to you for export. This cargo, the freight forwarder is involved in this, where they get an ITN filing from the U.S. government, just like the census, like your birth certificate, like you're getting your passport. You got to have something that says, hey, I'm leaving the country. So the VIN number on that vehicle goes on that dock receipt. That VIN number goes back to U.S. government, let's just say government, homeland. And can I leave the country? That's the VIN number talking to the government. Government says, hold on, do you have any liens on you? Let me check this, and this. Well, that's what the freight forwarder does and supports that information. The government says, okay, all right, the lien is off, but I need you to attach this paperwork with it. And it might be an affidavit if there's a whole lot of mumbo jumbo on the title, or it might just be a court release letter if the vehicle had been stolen or it was a repo that ran through the courts. It looks like it's a legal paper trail on this. I need you to send me some confirmation that everything has been closed. So you attach that with the title and they go, okay, VIN number, you can leave the country. And they'll support you with an ITN number. That freight forwarder in turn creates a dock receipt. And now you got your ticket to the club to leave.
Also, side note, Kandy is a notary, which you're talking about this paperwork, right? So if somebody's in a jam and everybody's like, well, you can't go in because this piece of paper doesn't have a notary. That happens. Does it?
It happens often. Yep. And don't lie. Don't lie. You know, sometimes you don't tell everything thinking it's gonna, like you're gonna get over on the situation. It's like we used to say, you can't outrun a Motorola. You can't outrun that computer. When you put that VIN number in, it ain't gonna lie. It is the international Carfax. The story will pop up on the screen. So,
wow, that's crazy. Well, I feel like I don't know what time it is.
Wow. All right. All right. Well, here's what we're gonna do. I know what we're gonna do. All right. Let's go to camera one. Wow. Wow. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to bring in the panel all at the same time. So, Michelle, Ron, Vance, go ahead, fingers on the buzzers. And here we go. Michelle, Ron, Vance. We are, if you're still with us, and actually, yeah, several people are, we're now going to go into the panel portion. We've got Kandy from Seaport Services, Ty, Cars on the Move, and Ron, Kandy, Michelle, Vance, Jay, Ty. Should be 6 of us now. All right, there's Michelle. Michelle, how you doing?
Hey guys.
Hey, good to see you.
Hi, Kandy.
Hey, Michelle.
hey, Michelle, how you doing? How you been?
Good. I have been enjoying everything that you have been talking about, and as a broker, in the comments I said I can't agree with you any more than educate, ask questions, become knowledgeable in what you're doing.
Yes, ma'am. That's all we got.
Yep.
I know you're shaking your head. I was like, there's some good brokers in here going, yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we work for. That's who we work for.
And I agree. You got to watch out for, you got to take care of those drivers, and there's really good ones out there, and stop being so damn cheap with these guys. They
that was
work
one.
hard.
That was also one I wrote down. Okay, because I love the customer is always right. Come on, man.
No, they're not. We just have to make them think they are, because we have to be
There you
smarter.
go.
Oh, that's a gift. Oh my God. I'm so glad you got it. It is a gift.
Vance is with us. Vance, can you see us and hear us okay?
I can.
Hey, Vance.
Hi,
Can you hear
man.
me?
Does everybody know everybody in here?
Yeah,
Kind
okay,
of.
I know Michelle. I don't know Vance.
Right, okay. So, Vance, please do. You've been on here before, but, I mean, just on audio, right?
Just on audio before.
Yeah, say hello. Tell us who you are, Vance.
So my name is Vance. I am the owner of Exclusive Logistics of Myrtle Beach. We are a small trucking company. I met Ty about 4 years ago at a seminar. And here to tell you that that relationship has been invaluable because I learned a tremendous amount from him in that one weekend. And then, of course, by watching Jay here on ATI, just learned so much. But listening to Kandy is like, oh my goodness. I needed her about 3 years ago when I lost my port virginity at Freeport, Texas.
Oh, lost the port virginity. That's it. That's it. Tears?
It was something else because I picked up one car at Copart and took it from Arkansas to Freeport. And that took a god-awful amount of time. It was terrible. One, it took about 3 hours to pick the car up in Freeport or at the Copart, and then it took about another 4 hours at Freeport because found out that these guys are union workers, and at 12 o'clock when that whistle blows, they go to lunch.
Like the Flintstones.
For an hour and a half.
And you're just kind of standing around going, what am I going to do? You're sitting around piddling and waiting. I had no checklist that told me there can't be items in the trunk. That nothing to tell me about the fuel in the tank, nothing to tell. And guess what I had to do? Go back out, get it all corrected, and come back in.
Yeah.
And yeah,
it
was something else. But now I am, because of some different health crises and things that I've had this past year, I'm doing a lot of dispatching. And so I'm dispatching some guys that go to the ports now, and that they have their TWIC cards, and they're a little bit more experienced than I was at the time. But Kandy, where were you when I needed you?
Hey, I was gonna say we've got a proud partner over in Freeport, TWIC Terminal Service. Andy is there, but you didn't know it at the time, so right across the street from the port on 7th.
Well, I'll tell you what,
can help your guys if you have problems now. So full storage facilities, gated secure facilities there. Jessica, she can help you if you guys got any problems in Freeport. Same services, you just, whatever the port is in that region, like you said, different requirements, stipulations, and you just learn the rules. You roll with it. It's frustrating when everybody wants to reinvent the rules. If that's working for them and that billion-dollar vessel that sails all up and down the waterways around the world, kind of like just join them, get with it.
Right.
I've got a question. Sorry, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the screen, I'm looking at Michelle, and I'm looking at Vance, and I'm thinking, Michelle, how often, I don't know if this is a fair question, but how often does a broker send something to a port? Is that common, not common? I'm just curious.
I think for me to answer that is when I probably haven't shipped anything to the port directly in a few years. Well, get rid of COVID, right? Where nothing was going to port.
Right.
But before that, a lot of the clients would take them to like ports and things like that, where you're not going directly to the port. But I have shipped my fair share of stuff, and knowing that Kandy and her team are out there and she's got connections all over, I don't know if I'm ever going to ship to the port again. I've had drivers call me so mad that it's 4 o'clock and they are right there at the gate and they just shut the gate on them. And they're like, but bro, I've been sitting here all day. And they're like, we don't care. Just, understanding, like having to learn, down in Brunswick that you could, like Toyota or Honda, one of them, you can only use straps. And I got guys going in with it's a nightmare. The ports are nightmares. And after 20 years of doing this business, I don't want to go. I don't want to send a carrier to the port. I feel bad for these guys. And trying to explain to a client, you're going to pay a driver for a full day's worth of time, but it's only X number of dollars from so-and-so. Well, then go use so-and-so. Cause I know my driver's going to get there. If he doesn't get there at 7:30, he's not going to get in line early enough to get there before lunch and hope to God that he gets out of line in time to get through the gate. It's like, it's mayhem.
I have called, you just took me back. Flashback. I had to call a Copart, and I was begging them to let the driver pick up a vehicle on a Friday. and they just couldn't do it. And
No.
I mean, it destroys the whole plan.
And like Kandy was saying, I when I first started shipping to the port, I literally called the ports. I went online, I looked at the regulations, I looked at what you needed, because like I am that person that, like we talked about in last Friday, you know, I want to educate myself. So not only is it not a hassle for me or the client or the carrier, like I just don't want it. But the ports are headaches. So everybody out there needs to just go to Kandy, trust in the fact that like she's going to alleviate so much stress. You're not going to get as many gray hairs or wrinkles, and let her do her job, because
everybody here works in logistics. Apparently,
we are not port experts. We're just not. Brokers think they can do everything, and guess what? When it comes to the port, it's a whole different monster.
Yeah.
So as I'm watching this, though, see, this is the beauty. Like, I've gotten to know Michelle through the conferences. We've spent a lot of time together. We've done the Friday show. She does an amazing job with that. And so I look at this, and I think what we're looking at here, in my opinion, is a great opportunity for a broker, Michelle, to go ahead and tap into that export. Now I've got somebody this is all they do, guys. We're having a meeting on Monday, and we're going to do port now. Ready, set, go get it. And that's what I mean. Here's the thing: we can all talk bad about a broker, but we all have to admit one thing: you guys are good at getting work. Is that fair, Michelle? You guys know how to
most
get
of us are. I mean, I would say,
yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would never say all of us are, but yeah, most brokers,
right.
Good one. Ship your car now.
Good
is the
at
best,
getting,
so yeah.
Good at building business, yeah.
And so if I've got access to a Kandy that can help me anywhere, and I know that, and I got my buddy Ty who's been down there and rolled around in the sand, I'm going to tell my sales team, guys, we're open for business. That's just me talking.
You have to encourage your sales team though too, and I've been on the operation side, is you have to encourage your sales team to form those relationships with the Ty and the Kandys of the world, and not worry about the almighty dollar. I mean, I've lost thousands of dollars, over probably tens of thousands of dollars over the course of my career. But every time I've lost money, it's because I've learned something, and I don't lose it again. But if you have those relationships with Ty and Kandy, they're going to help you understand what it's going to take dollar-wise. And you can, if you're a good salesperson, you sell it to your client because you're going to be able to show the value, the added value that it's going to cost a little more, but I'm going to get it done without all the headaches and the calls and the worrying and the, okay, now we're 5 days behind, and oh, guess what? Now you missed the last loading date at the port. Today was the last day to get on the containers. Well, guess what? You're right, Kandy. Your car was wrong. You had the wrong paperwork. You didn't have enough paperwork. Now you got to wait another 28 days to get your car on the next vessel because the cutoff date was today. So I mean, just take all of that away. Go be a good salesperson and create relationships like Ty and Kandy, and create more business without, having to go through. We've gone through all of those moments in time, right, Kandy?
Let me tell you, you're right.
Use her experience, use Ty's experience to make you a better salesperson and a better broker. Okay, I'm done preaching.
You did.
One of the things that I like about dispatching some of these guys too is to dispatch them to these warehouse companies, Cargo Loop, Baltic,
good
and
one.
things of that nature.
Savannah.
Because boy, that makes it easy.
Yeah.
Whoa, I missed that. Say that again,
But
Vance.
warehouses also have their own pitfalls, a little bit, right?
Yeah, everybody does, but yeah. It's frustrating when drivers come in and they're used to dealing with the warehouse scene, or, we're drivers, carriers too. It drives and it grinds my gear when a driver comes in and thinks the whole world is going to stop for you. You already been held up somewhere. We're going to accommodate you, but you want the whole world to stop for you? It's not practical all the time, even though we want you to feel special and loved and cared for and adored and treated first class all the time. Yes, you may have to wait. And no, we don't want you throwing tantrums, because no, it's not a good look.
Speaking of,
will you fussing and yelling at on the phone? You know, like, just breathe. We're
Speaking
getting
of-
older. We're getting older. That's what I think, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and nobody got time for all that. You could say it 50
Nobody got
different
time for
ways.
that.
Yeah, you
Well,
you
I
do
tell you, if you put,
customers and clients.
If you put what Kandy said earlier about shut up and listen,
Mm.
and what Michelle said just now, that education is not free, you're going to have to pay for it. You know, you put the two together, and that's what you just shut up and pay your money, learn, and then you can do better the next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
This will happen again like this.
Time out.
Education.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Speaking of special and loved, we've got Ron here, and Ron's.
Yeah,
I think
Ron.
You hear me?
There
Hey,
he is.
Ron, what's
Hey,
up?
All
Ron.
right.
Oh, there
How's
he is.
everybody?
I see you, Ron. You look a little different on here.
Yeah. Today I look a little different.
Ron, how are you feeling? I really
I didn't-
enjoyed
I didn't-
spending time with you.
I had the greatest time down there with Kandy and Ty. I can't tell you. I learned a lot. Just like you guys are saying, you can't know it all because you always learn. It is, learn. Kandy taught me a lot, and being with Ty's way of digging information is the greatest. I love his style. And with Kandy knowing as much as she knows, it was just endless amounts of information. And of course, everything, just like Kandy says, everything changes day to day. I was blown away by what I knew and what I don't know, because everything changes. You can't go there this week expecting it's going to be the same next week.
Yeah.
That's why you have to have these relations. So Kandy will pick up next week and say very nicely, oh, by the way, we do have this one change that we found out about, and I will help you along, because things do change. You got to be on top of your game, or else you will fall in the cracks and you will be at that gate till they close and you won't get in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No mercy. And it's
No
not
mercy.
personal either.
Yeah. But just to add one thing, it was a great time down there with you guys. I had the greatest time with Kandy.
I'm so
I
glad you're here.
can't tell you how sweet you are, and what a professional. And of course, Ty is Ty. Boots on the ground. The man, he literally had dirt on his boots. He had these boots that were dirty all the way up to his calves. I was like, wow, you really been putting your time,
He
Ty.
was
You really
getting it
committed.
in though. I was
Yeah.
on the phone looking around. I was like, okay,
Okay.
who's gonna do this? And I was like, oh my God, Ty's already
Ty was doing it.
I'm Gucci.
Yeah, Ty was doing
Don't have
it.
to
Ty
do
was
nothing.
asking Kandy, yeah, okay, what can I do to help? What can we do? What
Like,
do I need to do here? Yeah. Ty was no joke. I was like, wow, this is great to watch. This is unbelievable.
Yeah. It's experience. He was able to come out, educate us with a different point of view. It's not about,
Yeah.
I never want to know everything because I can't learn if I know everything. And you're going to teach me something, even if you don't want to. And that's why I don't like people, brokers and drivers, fussing on the phone at each other, because now you get further away from the education, the advancement in the business. Like, because now I want to talk to you because you fuss and cuss at me, and you don't want to talk to me because I'm going to fuss and cuss at you. And we're still not making good business. We're still, somebody's delayed, somebody's sitting, somebody wants more money. It's a customer screaming, It's just, we're getting too old for it. We've been doing different facets of brokerage, logistics, forwarding. All these pieces have come together. We have technology that actually can act as a cushion to help us be able to back up and separate ourselves some to focus on the safety, the compliance, the all the different pieces that we have maybe abandoned or just not educated ourselves on when dealing with compliance, not just port, but compliance in general when it comes to moving cars, heavy equipment. And, that's what I specialize in. That's what we specialize in. So that's my focus in the conversation.
Yeah,
Is to
definitely.
educate ourselves. And
Yeah,
I
definitely,
appreciate the
Kandy.
platform here.
Yeah, definitely, Kandy. You had it all set up. I couldn't believe how you were well prepared for anything that came in through that door, between information, equipment, how you handled it, your crew there. Like Ty was mentioning too, that's important. That crew was definitely right on it. They knew what to look for. Are keys there? Are keys not there? They knew how to report to you. Your operation there is definitely A1, top notch, and I really appreciate watching that.
Thank you. I want to be better. That's all I want to be,
That's good. Ron, you do,
Wow.
I don't know if you, I don't know if it's okay to talk about this, Ron, but you've got some history with export. Is that something to talk about?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I did that for, actually, my father had an export business for about 20 years, and we used to export down to South and Central America for all that time, and it was the greatest, most interesting experience of my life, thanks to my dad. Again, we're from up here in the New York area, so we dealt with the port of New York, port of New Jersey, and like every other port in the country, there's some facets with that are different. So you have to live and learn. I'm sure there's some things up here that we got to deal with. For example, the cold, the winter, the ice that you might not have to deal with in Florida. So there's delays. There's other things that can come out of that, and of course, the other paperwork that we might be more a little finical about up here than maybe down south, or vice versa. But yeah, I did that for quite a while, and again, seeing how Kandy takes care of everything, I was totally blown away about how behind I am.
Mm-hmm. But you were kind about it. You know, I want to pay homage and respect to your father, to his legacy, because we evolve and export. It's no like just jump in and get on. So the ones that come before us who do this business, they paved the way. So
I appreciate that, Kandy. That's very sweet of you, Kandy.
An esteemed exporter. You know, you didn't say that, so he's an esteemed exporter.
Exactly. Thank you so much. That's very sweet, especially how much I care for my dad and love my dad to this day, even though he's passed. He left me a lot. He left me a lot of knowledge, a lot of stuff that sometimes school just doesn't teach you. It's you know, it was just an amazing experience, and that's why I love it now. You know, it's great. Things change, countries change, so you have to evolve. And Kandy is up on all that, especially her continuing education, on going back and getting a degree in maritime. And there's different aspects of maritime that require attention, and she's on top of it all.
Yeah, you don't have to practice one part about this to actually have a synergistic circle. To, you know, certain pieces in maritime law, like everything else, they'll touch together. You just have to expound upon the pieces that don't, you know, and those pieces that don't actually do. And that's what I think, even on a small scale, what our good focus could be to make this part more streamlined. So thank you for your father, for the history, the maritime history, the export history, where he has paved the way for us to continue, for you to continue his legacy.
Thank you so much, Ken. So sweet.
That's good. Well, that's what I want to run. Go ahead.
I got to throw in one little comment about Ty. You see that hair on top of his head? It never moves. It never moves. He went to sleep and woke up and it was still the same way.
That's right. So I think it's okay to. I got to tell this story, and I'm going to leave out a whole bunch. But Ron, okay, I wanted Ron to come down. I wanted Ron to meet Kandy. I wanted this whole thing it was really good. It worked out perfect. So thank you, Ron. Thank you, Kandy. Well, in the meantime, Ron's got a friend. I'm going to talk about your friend that I got to meet. This guy's name is Angel. Okay. Peru, I believe. Peruvian, however you might say that. So Ron comes in on Wednesday. We spend the day at Kandy's place. We get a good feel for that. I think it was maybe Wednesday night. We drive about 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour south of Jacksonville, and I get to meet Angel. I'm going to let you kind of take over from here, Ron. Is that okay?
Yes, sure.
Angel,
Angel,
just what does Angel do? This is crazy. I was so excited to meet Angel.
Yeah, Angel's he's a fabricator. He originally started fabricating a welder, and started fabricating trailers and equipment for car hauling. Became really big here in the Port New York area. I mean, I don't think there's anybody like him who has a facility like his, and a shop fully equipped the way his is here in the New York area, New York, New Jersey. From there, he actually helped me also along with the exporting, because being from Peru, one of our biggest exports was to Peru. So that helped out a lot. with him helping me set up stuff in that country and other various countries that my father had also already in place. But he helped facilitate a little bit of that stuff later on after my father had passed. But really, Angel, I can't describe Angel with under one flag, because he's done a lot to the point where now he's also setting a facility down in Florida as well. Also fully equipped and ready and able, like his place in Newark, New Jersey. He's a man, how can I tell you, he's more than just a friend. I consider him family. I've known him for so long. He knows my ins and outs of a lot of things that have gone on. He's helped me once with my father, in a personal at a personal level that was very dear to the whole family. And he's somebody in the business that I can really rely on, tell me the truth on how things are going down and what is on the horizon.
Jay, if you look, you might have a picture of him and Ron, that one you showed earlier.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm talking about Angel is obviously he's a fabricator, welder guy. And that is important too. If you're up there, New Jersey, right, Ron?
Yeah, New Jersey. Yeah, he has a whole list. You know what? Ty is
yeah, that one.
That one.
Look at, there's Angel. See Angel? That guy is amazing. And just so you know, thanks, Jay. That guy is, I don't know. I love Angel. Okay, I can't stop talking about it. But mechanic, all right? So I was not necessarily mechanic, but they do have a shop, right, Ron?
Yeah, they do have a shop. And you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, his list is so long. Ty is probably even better at me to list off all the things he's done, because they've talked in length that night. They talked way into the wee hours of the morning. Very happy talking there. And so Ty definitely I almost forgot some of the things that Angel has done and accomplished. And when Angel was bringing him up, I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot he's done that. He's done this. And Ty was able to really connect with that. And he was sitting there like a kid in the candy factory, just, taking it all in.
Oh, man. Yeah, just an amazing guy. Well, the reason I want to point Angel out is now we have one more connection up in the New Jersey, New York area. Where's that at again, Ron?
He's out of Newark, New Jersey.
New York, New Jersey, right. And what's the name of the shop?
Newark. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Newark.
It's
Little Cartel.
Little Cartel, yeah. Cartel, yes.
A round of applause.
Yeah. Angel, great guy. Someday we'll tell the story about the personal story, how he helped your family. That makes me cry. I cried twice while I heard that story. Very powerful story. But anyway, I'm bringing Angel into this because Ron just said, well, there's a property. We got to go see the property. We're looking at, or I think Angel's, not me, but I think Angel's looking at maybe, another terminal kind of an idea, overflow. It's just, I think, 45 minutes, maybe an hour south of Jacksonville. So maybe start working on that. But we also, now we've got a mechanic up there that we can get a hold of with an amazing shop. This guy's showing me pictures of, he takes these box trucks. You guys, everybody know what a box truck is? Takes the box truck, the big long one, takes it off and builds a 3-car rack on this thing that is amazing. Like, whoa. I have never seen anything like that. Really gets me excited. So Angel is the mechanic / amazing guy that he doesn't know it yet, but he's part of the gang now. He doesn't know it, but he's part of the gang. And so anyway, I just, Vance, I wanted to tell you thank you for coming as well. And Kandy, I always appreciate you. Michelle, thank you very much.
Thank you, Michelle. And we didn't do a full introduction of Michelle because she's here often now. We've had 3 toolboxes.
3.
3?
Mm-hmm. 3? Yeah, 3 or 4.
Maybe it's 4.
I think it's 4.
Is it 4?
I think it's 4 because there was one toolbox. Remember, I got kicked off the transport parking lot at a man.
Oh,
yes.
That was
I remember that.
That was crazy.
Yeah, wow. That's good. Don't worry, Ty gets kicked out everywhere he goes, right, Kandy?
Not for long.
Okay, Kandy, I'm going to have you one more time. Kandy Seaport Services.
Yeah, how do people get a hold of you, Kandy?
They can call me. They call Martina. Martina, okay, I don't answer the phone that well because I'm always doing stuff.
Yeah.
Martina, she'll take your call. She knows who to reach. Like, I'm not the everything for everything. So she knows who to reach to get it done. If you're on site, en route, or just having a breakdown at the port, she's going to find a solution that helps you get in touch with the right one of us. And that number is 904-267-0011. 904-267-0011. We just built new websites. I'm sure they're not up yet because I'm critiquing the hell out of it. Our website
267 in the live chat 904-267-0011 Seaport Services.
Yeah, our website is jacksportstorage.com. That's JAX Port storage.com.
Jacksportstorage.com.
Yeah, we're located in Jacksonville in the Blount Island Port District at 11410 New Berlin Road, Jacksonville, Florida 32226.
And how about an email address? Can you be emailed?
Yeah, the easiest email so that it'll reach all our team is the Gmail. It's jacksportstorage@gmail.com. So if you're on site, it doesn't matter 24/7. It's email, of course, but be okay in being specific. That is not going to 50 different people that are going to waste your time. We're very hands-on, and that's really a good way to get us started working on a solution or resolution, because a lot of the problems happen at night, you know. Logistics is 24/7, and drivers sometimes they pick up late and they're rolling while everybody else is sleeping, and will communicate the issues or problems in the middle of the night. It gives you a heads up. Just a simple email or a text will give you a heads up to start working on a solution, so that boom, he can either take it in the port and get it in there himself. You know, it might be something as simple as making copies of a doc receipt, or, you know, supplying something simple like a door handle or tape to go on a windshield, or replacing a windshield, all kind of things that you don't think about until you're in a jam, unless you're experienced.
By the way, the door handle, if you pick up a car and you're going to take it to the port and it doesn't have a door handle, it's automatically a forklift.
Now, yeah.
Forklift. But here's how you can fix it. A zip tie. If they can grab hold of some, oh, sorry, is that not, no?
No must, no more, see?
Oh,
no.
Oh, you can't, that changed?
No zip tie.
Feet on the zip tie. Every
I thought I had the right answer for one.
Compliance resolution.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Man, you get it how you live it. But it's
how do you get this information? Did somebody tell you that from the port? I mean, I know you're plugged in, juiced in like nobody, but how do you know this stuff? That's crazy.
She has to.
The ship.
Good point.
Everybody sends out emails, messages. The freight forwarders put it on their paperwork. The freight forwarders, they have websites and apps. They go, hey, you can't do this anymore. And you go, oh, I'm not reading that. That doesn't apply to me. Until the car gets there. And then you go, what? That applied to me? Me?
We'll do what?
Yeah, reject it.
Well, that's good. Okay.
So you could do zip
ties? That's the simplest way. Once it's rejected, it's a reason. So now the reason it's rejected becomes a compliance issue. Yeah.
Compliance. That's the key word. Okay, I'm gonna let everybody go. I think are we good? I didn't see what time. Oh yeah, we're good.
I mean, you know, we're over time. We knew this would go long. I didn't know exactly how things would shake out, but we knew that. I mean, you know, we knew we'd have the Queen of the Port on tonight.
The Queen of the Port. Well, I'm looking at Michelle. She looks like she had a long day.
Yeah.
Michelle.
I'm exhausted, guys. It's like 10:30 here.
I'm over here. I'm drinking Diet Dr.
Michelle,
Pepper.
Here's what we're gonna do, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you so much. Awesome.
Yeah, sorry.
Vance.
I'll give you two, Vance.
Yeah, come on, Vance. Bring it in. Come on.
Come on. Vance.
Come on,
Vance.
man.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Merry
happy
Christmas,
holidays.
Michelle.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas.
Thanks, Michelle. Really. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got
so
questions
much.
for Ron. Ron doesn't talk about his Long Islandy issues often, but what are the keys to creating resolutions up in Long Island, Ron? Like, I know you don't deal with the ports with everything, but what do you think some of the keys are in being able to move cargo out of Long Island quicker and not getting knocked over the head for such high rates?
I want to be honest with you. I think that's one of the reasons why maybe it's been easy for me to navigate around here, because I was born and raised here, and nobody wants to deal with my area because the amount of tolls, the traffic, everything, it's just not truck friendly up here. They literally just want you to come here, drop, and leave. The tolls just to get up here in this area, yeah, you're talking about literally probably $300 a day for a 5-axle truck just to get in and out of Long Island, literally, round trip. So that alone discourages a lot of guys, because also they have to make sure they're getting a rate that's significant to cover that stuff. And especially now with diesel, it's just crazy. So right now, really to come in and out is something that has to be paid good and definitely loaded in and loaded out. Because just loaded one way, it's not going to be enough to cover all that, and then have enough to for it to be of any profit for the truck. It's just a little nutty up here, but I can't give you an exact formula that's going to work every time to make it easy for you to come in and out. But it's just something that, if you've been in this area long enough, that's usually the people that stick it through, because they live here, they have to be here. But really, the people who are coming out in, it's tough. I feel for them sometimes. I can tell right away when somebody's not from this area, just the way they drive, the streets they're on. Yeah. You try to help those people out as much as you can, but it can, I couldn't give you an exact formula. It's definitely tough around here.
Okay. Do you have any preferred carriers still that may run the ports, run back over to Red Hook or Baltimore, that just no port distance for that area? Because with everything you just said, combined with everything that the ports there in the Northeast have to offer, that is the real MVP. And I know it's been you for a long time, but I believe that you may have passed the torch on to some companies. Do you have any names, or how do brokers, carriers, freight forwarders, individuals find carriers that specialize? Because that is, I think we're a real niche.
Yeah.
That's tweaky.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Now I think about it, I don't think I really answered your question before. I honestly, Kandy, I would look for somebody like yourself. Even though you're down in Florida, I'm sure you probably have better connections. No, believe it or not, you probably have better connections that I might have up here, because you're doing it a day in and day out in a way that I'm not doing it as fluent as you are. But right here between Baltimore and New York ports, it's tough. I do have one in mind. Their name was Pembroke. They're out of this area, out of Linden, New Jersey. We spoke about them when I was down there. They're pretty much the ones who kind of took over some of the stuff that we had left behind. They're great. They've been in existence still. The only thing is, I don't know what their full services are. I don't think that, I know they do the shipping, but I just don't remember them being as equipped as you are with the forklifts and stuff like that. Maybe they are now. I can't say that they're not, but you'd have to call and inquire. But really, they're the ones I would probably go to up here. And then once I leave this area, I would probably deal with you and see if where you could direct me as far as the other ports going down south. But again, it's all about networking and building relationships.
True. I was speaking more on towing companies and carriers, truckers that work the salvage
auction. Work the port?
Yeah, salvage auction, like from Long Island, that head back to the ports, the Northeast ports.
I'm going to be honest with you. I do not know too many. That they're usually, if I ever need one, I usually have to do something by giving it to. There is a couple of FMS towing out of Farmingdale, New York. He does a lot of port work. He has a 4-car. He has a couple of 4 cars, so he is usually the one I call to pick up my stuff because he has, again, a rollback, 4-car rollback. So he's able to put anything on, go drop it off, and wait through the process. He pretty much knows it. I think he's also my go-to. Yes, he is. If I have to go, see, the thing is, once anything is being shipped, well, I should say something that's not being shipped out of the New York area and it's going down to Baltimore, I just really pass it to somebody else. But the stuff up here, I usually have him bringing it to the ports for me. And then as far as the shipping itself, the paperwork and the bills of ladings and the dock receipts, that kind of stuff, I deal with Pembroke.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
That's good. Well, it sounds like if you're doing car hauling in New York, you may want to think about a different occupation.
Thanks, huh?
Oh yeah. It's not around here. Really, it's I can't describe it. It's just really an animal in itself that it's hard to sometimes stay on top of because it's between the expense and the traffic and just actually even the competition. Even though some of the competitions really only last a year here, a year there because it's tough. But still, you have new stuff growing here and there, and you kind of try to play it safe and not do what they're doing, so you can stay in the game longer than what they're doing, especially if it's just fly by night. Yeah, it's kind of companies you want to stay away from that. But it's tough over here. They have a couple of brokers who I do use, carriers, Carry Island Express, Cars on the Move. There's actually a transport company up here called Cars on the Move. And of course myself to just move the stuff to the ports or to the auctions and to the dealers. But the export and stuff in itself, it's totally its own animal too. That if you don't give it enough time, things evolve so quick. Just how I couldn't believe from a couple of weeks when I was doing something with exporting and I go down to see Kandy, I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even know they did that already. And she's like, oh, they've been doing it for a while. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that. So yeah, it's definitely you always got to be on top of the growing information and tech and everything. So Kandy, now for sure, I'll be calling you more than I did before.
Okay.
Good.
Just
that's a question
the
I had.
GWB is always a feat in of itself too, right, Ron?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said the GWB is always a fun thing to do also, right?
Yeah, that's incredible. That's that's always in construction, by the way. And on top of that, just across that one bridge, I believe, because my truck had Easy Pass on it, so I haven't checked the Easy Pass account to see how much they're charging now.
It's like $92 or something.
No, I think it's way more than that. It's like I want to say it's like around 140 or 160.
Has it gone up that much? Wow.
Yeah, you only pay one way. You only pay going into New York from New Jersey.
Right.
You don't pay coming out.
Yeah.
So they bang you double. I believe the last time I checked, it was definitely 135, 140, and that was like about a year or so ago. That was around when the pandemic hit. After the pandemic, for some reason, I wasn't on top of it as much. Yeah, so I could see it being up there now, probably about $1.50 just to get over that one bridge. So imagine you have these 3-car guys that have 5 axles. Yep. They're paying the same thing as one of my 9 cars, just across the 3 cars.
Yeah, it didn't take me long to learn to go to Mahwah, New Jersey, and go across the Tappan Free Bridge.
Oh yeah, that's a lot better. That's a nice little trick of the trade too. Yeah, you go up a little further north, cross over another bridge. Yeah, you save. Actually, I think that bridge for some reason stayed down to like $48 for a truck, something like that. So it's a lot cheaper. But you're going a little bit out of your way, but it's definitely worth it because you're avoiding traffic and tolls. Yeah. Yeah, but it's crazy. It's stuff like that you have to know from being in the area. Of course, you can find out now with using Google Maps and stuff like that. But still, it's not the same. Our conditions here literally change on a dime. So you could try to navigate with Google Maps as far as traffic, but it's never accurate.
Yeah. So the one guy that I dispatched that lives in he's out of Short Hills, New Jersey.
Yes. Short Hills.
And so I've actually found a pretty decent little route for him. Is he goes from there down to North Carolina. If I can get him from North Carolina to Kentucky or West Virginia, like for this week, I've got them going to West Virginia, but it's a $2,000 load from West Virginia to Cargo Loop in Elizabeth for 4 cars.
Right. Oh, wow. That's, I think that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really
I wish I could do that all the time.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's really good. That's the whole thing about that stuff too, is that if you can find the loads are out there like that, it's just, you know, especially in the environment we're in now, the consistency of finding loads that pay like that on a day in and day out is where it becomes tricky. But they're out there. They're out there. If you're good at navigating these boards and you know, having relationships with dealers or auctions that give you a heads up that certain things are coming up, that always helps. But yeah, loads like that, they're definitely out there. You just gotta hopefully, you know, get there first somehow. Because right now, it's you think that there's a lot out there right now, but I don't know. Every time I go out or every day, it just seems to change. One day you can be really busy, and then 2 days later, it literally just drops
Right
like everybody. Yeah, like nobody. Like everybody went to sleep, you know, and nobody came out to work today. It's crazy. So yeah, that's why I branched out with the with other avenues that I'm dealing with, because auto transport right now and 2023 to me is going to be even more unpredictable. I really don't know to tell you if it's going to be good or bad. I just find it to be totally unpredictable.
Right.
Hey, Ron.
Yes.
Never mind. I was gonna make a comment. Vance, let me shift over to Vance real quick. Vance.
Sure.
How's accounts receivable working out for you?
The accounts receivable is actually, we've not had any issues.
You're good on everybody's paying you?
Yep.
And now, how much of everything you do, most everything you touch comes from Central, is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
For your drivers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, real quick, for anybody that's still here or listen on Rewind, Vance, I believe if you meet certain requirements and you have a decent brain, you actually will have people lease onto you. Is that true?
I will. Yeah. I allow people to lease onto me. They have to have a clean MVR, a CDL, and they got to be willing to work and stay out.
Yeah.
You know, not work 4 days and want to be home, and you know, because it's hard to move stuff that way.
Yeah. So you've got, if there's anybody out here, you can get a hold of me, or you can get Vance. How do we get a hold of you? What's the best way?
You can either shoot me an email, which is my business is Exclusive Logistics of Myrtle Beach, and the email is exclusivelogisticsmb@gmail.com.
exclusivelogisticsmb@gmail.com.
Right. And my telephone number is 843-447-9582.
Got it. That's good. And like Vance said, we met at a conference. Remember Shaggy J?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Vance was telling me that. So Vance met you.
That's where we met. Yeah.
Shaggy's
really was
Consulting
there for
and
Shaggy,
Training.
Weren't you?
No, I was there for you.
He's
I came
there for you.
specifically for you.
Okay.
and had to deal with all the other stuff.
Yeah, I forgot about the other stuff. But anyways, that's been a minute. Probably 3 or so, 4 years ago. 4 years.
Wow,
yeah.
4 years. 2018.
Yeah, we're still talk. He shoots me a text
That's awesome.
when we're back and forth. And I thought of it. I don't know why, but something had come up. We talked.
That'd be the year we went to Matt's. Is that right?
Matt's, yeah, that would probably be about the first.
We
It was 2019, I believe.
Wow, 2019.
Middle of 2019.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about ATI that I really believe there's an opportunity to have a relationship here. There's education. I think I want to say like there's some kind of a safety, you know, like just even Kandy, Ron and Kandy, just meeting them, seeing them face to face, knowing I have a relationship with these people.
Here's what I want to ask. Okay, Kandy, how many ports nationwide can you, like, let's say I was at a different port, maybe I'm in Maryland or, maybe I'm on the West Coast.
Freeport.
Do you have contacts at a lot of different ports?
Yeah, a lot of different ports. I'm gonna say 5 right off the bat. Most of the things are about compliance, and because the operators at a lot of the ports are the same. We like she mentioned imports earlier. We specialize in learning the terminal solutions like imports or Horizon, Hogue, APS, different operating terminals. So once you learn their rules and regulations, we can assist. We have drivers call often about Washington State in Seattle port compliance. Hey, do I need this? Or I need an escort in Miami. Where are you going? No, you don't need an escort there, because it's one group that you hear port and don't think nothing of it. It's like brick and mortar delivering to Boomershine or something like that. And there's one group that actually, as soon as they hear the P, they don't even have to hear the ORT, and they go, no, no, no. And bells and whistles and alarms go off. And sometimes they don't even need certain ports based on the size and the TSA's regulations, different requirements. So they may not need the services that they think they need. So it is case by case, port by port basis, terminal by terminal basis.
Great.
Whoa.
All right. Well, I feel like that was a really good show. Kandy, Vance,
Amazing.
Michelle, Ron.
Yeah,
love you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
It was incredible.
Looking forward to really seeing where this goes in the next 2023.
It was a recap, a celebration, but also an information fest. I will say, I feel like we did justice to the title of the show, Maritime, Car Shipping, and Seaport Services. Really appreciate you, Kandy. Thank you.
Thanks, Kandy. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Vance. Thanks, Ron. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
I love car shipping.
Always the best.
Yeah.
Jay, I did not know. I forgot about the audio. I thought you was going to mute it.
So, okay, but so here's the thing is I kind of I spot check, and I was like, no, I gotta hear a little of this. I just have to, because that's how we all are. Don't tell me nobody sings in the car. Just stop. Come on, man.
It's such a vulnerable moment.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
My dog howls when I do it.
It's beautiful.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
get you. I'm gonna get
I know
you.
you are. I'm in trouble. There's already so much tape now of me acting crazy, acting a fool.
Yeah, baby. There will be more.
Oh, I know. I'm sure of it. So, I don't
Yes,
know.
thank you so much for the time and energy.
Thank you very much. It was cool.
Helping carriers to be compliant.
Yes. Yes.
Hey,
well, thank you for what you do. Yeah, Ron.
One last comment. I can't thank Kandy enough and Ty for both having me down there and making me feel like I was part of family. Kandy, you're a sweetheart. I can't wait to see you again. Hopefully sooner than later. And Ty, I'll definitely see you in March. Hopefully Kandy will join us too as well. But thanks again, Kandy, for your hospitality down there. It was just, it was the greatest. Thank you.
Thank you for your time and energy. Like I said, we have a lot of work to do.
So you guys are
Yes,
talking
we
about you're thinking March doing something again?
Vegas,
Something?
right?
Oh,
Yep.
Okay. So, you're going to car conference?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Is that it?
I didn't know that. Okay, that's awesome. I love to end the show with a little bit of a secret information. It's a reward for sticking around.
Oh, did I spill it?
So it's okay. I mean, it's great. So listen, but Car Conference is at the end of March in Vegas. I'm moderating a panel. Ty is doing a workshop. Okay, you want to hear another secret? You know what I think his workshop's called?
Cars on the Move.
What's that?
Transportation Dumpster Fire.
What the hell?
Exactly. That's exactly. And some executive will be like, really? Because that's what it is.
I gotta see
Yeah,
that.
that'll grab your
I gotta
attention.
go to Transportation Dumpster Fire. Oh
We're gonna
yeah.
put a
Absolutely.
dumpster, a
I actually
dumpster
was
with a flame.
Googling I was Googling dumpster fire. I think I found the right image of the dumpster on fire for Transportation Dumpster Fire. Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be nice.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
That's T-shirt worthy. That's T-shirt worthy.
I know. And hey, I got excited when you said something about an ATI banner on a storage container.
Mm-hmm,
right?
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I love that idea. So we have a lot of work to do.
Yes, we have work to
So
do.
cool. So cool.
So thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time, effort, and energy.
Amen.
Ty, I know it's bedtime, baby. I already know. I know.
Yep.
Ty, are you
Exactly.
He
awake?
needs his
I
beauty
can't
sleep.
see you, but
No, he's already crashed out and
yeah,
knee deep in the mud.
Ron probably got his what's that? The smoker's robe on.
Right.
Half asleep.
With the bandana around my neck.
Yep, glasses hanging off your face.
That's
Exactly, the
awesome.
fuzzy
Ty
slippers.
did good. He hung in there. Thank you so much for your time.
Well,
Can I
you
give
too.
my I want to give my final shout out, Jay,
Yeah.
to three companies that I love. I
yeah.
love them dearly. No particular order. And so Shamar Coles Transport, I love you. And I appreciate all the energy you put into towing Orlando, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, being port compliant. Ship Africa, I never really say it out loud, but your energy in creating a technology that takes carriers, even new carriers, exporters, and help them be one, be on the same platform. And another one that's not here, I don't think he's here, is Rody Cargo, Hector. We are a service provider for them, and it is an absolute joy to service them because they not just use technology, but they are awesome communicators and they make us better. So we evolve their business by involving ours and vice versa because, man, different terminals require different things, different pieces and attention to detail. And Roman, he's a broker and he is tweaky about learning. He loves learning. Like the questions he gives me, it always makes me stay on my toes. Like I have no choice because he is going to come straight out of left field. And that cargo this morning, that was his cargo. So he puts a lot of attention and detail into salvage cars, flood cars, knowing who, where, and why. Can this fly? Can this not fly? If not, what can we do? Favorite question. He's got that new upstate, that accent is, what can we do, Kandy? I can't do it. His is not, that wasn't good, but it was going there.
I can almost hear it though. Seriously.
Yeah. Yo, tell me, okay, so what's the solution for this, Kandy? I was like, the hell if I know, let me think, Then we
I
come
like
up
that.
with something. Yeah.
I like those shout outs you did. I'm going to go ahead and give the applause. That was cool. Because we got Ship Africa still in the live chat.
Oh, wow.
Making martinis in the live chat. So just loving that. I mean, and I tell you, one of the other things I was going to say is we're going to have to, we don't have a port hammer. We have we had a repo hammer and we retired it. We're going to have to retire our port hammer now too.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
We should take a strap. Let's take a strap.
Exactly.
With the J hook. I want the J hook. Maybe the swivel. Let me think.
Yeah. Exactly. Come up with the,
Yeah.
yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
Thank you for the energy.
Thank you all so much. All right, we're going to cut it now. Thank you so much, and keep us posted. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you for it. Good night, everybody.
All right,
Good night.
I salute you.
Take care, everybody.
All right, good night,
Good
Ron. Good night, Vance. Thank you. All right, end of the meeting. Hey, and there's Angelo too. Okay, that was really see, because I didn't go to Jacksonville, so I kind of missed out on some of the camaraderie, right? And so I think I got to live some of it in the show, which is actually that's kind of part of the format, is that we all get to participate in a version of, we weren't there, but we get to participate online and try to, put it all together. It's networking, it's learning, there's a lot to it. Yeah, Jay. Captain Obvious. Really got to point all that out. I'll just do this. Let me just thank Rapid Recon, McCollister's Transportation, Superflow Systems, Ship Your Car Now, Preowned Auto Logistics, And in the live chat, I want to thank, I have to thank Nexus and Mark at Superflow Systems and Chris Chamberlain and Ship Africa. And I really appreciate you guys making the martinis in the super chat. So thank you so much for that. Everybody that tuned into the live chat. And if even if you just open the email and you didn't even watch the show, maybe you're on the podcast, maybe you watch it later, maybe you're watching it 5 years from now. Whatever you're doing, I love that, you're part of our ecosystem if you even know about ATI. And we want to help you. So we're trying to reduce the tiers. And if you're getting in or getting out or whatever you're doing, let us know how we can help you. Please do feel free to always, connect with Ty. People really get a lot out of doing that. Here's his phone number again. It is 417-483-2764. And you can email me, send me the news. Send it in to autotransportintel@gmail.com. And it may end up in industry news. Photos, video, articles, something that you find important that other people should know. That's what I like to feature on industry news. If you have an idea for a show, you think that there's you saw this show, you saw we really saw Kandy promote the heck out of Seaport Services. We think that there are so many businesses and companies that it's time to put the spotlight on in logistics, and you have that, send in the news, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Let me know how I can help. We got one more show this year, and then that is it for 2023. It'll be a lighter show. I think we've done a lot of really meaty shows this year. So we're going to keep it light for the holidays next Tuesday night. And then we're back. There's no more shows this week because it is the holidays. That's fine. No problem at all. We'll be back Tuesday night with the Christmas 2023 show, whatever that is. I don't even know yet. It's been a really busy year. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for connecting with us. We really appreciate you. Let us know how we can help. Here comes the car hauler. Stay safe. Stay warm. And we'll see you soon. Peace out. Thank you so much.